Join Kevin Elkins for Decisions. News Radio 1440. Depend on it.
And that's mighty nice, to say.
It's Red Eye Radio. He's Eric Curley, and I'm Gary McNamara, 86690 Red Eye. Seen that video from across the street of the shooting in Columbus was just, when I saw it, and I posted on Facebook, I just went, wow. You think about that. I would never want the burden of being a police officer and knowing that could happen on my course.
Yeah. I mean, it was just complete chaos that escalated so fast.
When you see how quickly it happens, and I was thinking on the way into work that why are there so many people that, number one, are willing to lie about race, but number two, don't seem to have a great deal of respect for those who volunteer to put themselves their entire life at line to protect other people. And I really believe it's part of the entitlement mentality and the selfishness that we have in our society today. The sense of entitlement, that all that matters is my rights, that anybody else's sacrifice is not to be recognized for them putting their lives on the line. Not that you don't, as we said, we're the first ones to look and say, somebody breaks the law, you go after them.
Right.
A cop breaks the law, you go after them.
Right.
But to not recognize the great sacrifice that people make, that first responders make, that police make, that soldiers make, that exclusively really comes from the left, is just reprehensible. But you have to acknowledge that it does exist.
This hour's news is brought to you by Travel Centers of America, home of world's best coffee, the freshest roast on the road.
This is Red Eye Radio on Westwood One.
Plus up your stuff with My Rewards Plus, the rewards program made for drivers. More points, more savings, and more convenience are waiting for you in the app. Download today. Terms and conditions apply.
You didn't become a trucker for the accolades. You did it because you loved the open road. The long stretches of scenic highway are a reward in themselves. The beautiful mountain passes, boundless deserts, and cityscapes on the horizon that creep up and become bustling metropolises help make it all worth it. And as the wheels keep on turning, you keep on earning. That's why we've designed Shell Hotels and engine oils. They provide longer driving intervals compared to conventional engine oils to keep you on the road longer. Protect your engine against wear, deposits, oil breakdown, and the tough temperatures you may encounter along the way. Shell Hotels synthetic engine oils keep your truck running smoothly wherever the journey takes you. So with your next oil change, ask for Shell Rotella synthetic engine oil and get back on the open road. Shell Rotella, the engine oil that works as hard as you.
Red Eye Radio and our sponsors are devoted to trucking safety. That's why we are proud to bring you the Red Eye Radio Million Mile Club. We've been saluting drivers who have surpassed the million-mile mark with preventable, accident-free driving. By reaching this milestone, you can be a part of an elite club of drivers who share remarkable safety records and demonstrate superior driving skills. If you or someone you know is a truck driver with 1 million miles or more of driving under your belt without a preventable accident, register online at redeyeradioshow.com. That's redeyeradioshow.com. The Red Eye Radio Million Mile Club would not be possible without the generous support of the fine folks from Petro Stopping Centers, House Lubricator, Motel 6, the St. Christopher Fund, and Cat Scale. We applaud the individual truckers and fleets who drive with care and keep our highways safe. The Red Eye Radio Million Mile Club, devoted to trucking safety. Register online at redeyeradioshow.com. Red Eye Radio and our sponsors are devoted to trucking safety. That's why we are proud to bring you the Red Eye Radio Million Mile Club. We've been saluting drivers who have surpassed the 1,000,000-mile mark with preventable accident-free driving. By reaching this milestone, you can be a part of an elite club of drivers who share remarkable safety records and demonstrate superior driving skills. If you or someone you know is a truck driver with 1,000,000 miles or more of driving under your belt without a preventable accident, register online at redeyeradioshow.com. That's redeyeradioshow.com. The Red Eye Radio 1,000,000-Mile Club would not be possible without the generous support of the fine folks from Petro Stopping Centers, House Lubricator, Motel 6, the St. Christopher Fund, and Cat Scale. We applaud the individual truckers and fleets who drive with care and keep our highways safe. The Red Eye Radio 1,000,000-Mile Club, devoted to trucking safety. Register online at redeyeradioshow.com.
News Radio 1440, WLWI AM, Montgomery, a Cumulus station.
This is CBS News on the Hour, sponsored by Dell Small Business.
I'm Peter King at the Kennedy Space Center. The SpaceX Crew Dragon Endeavour and its 4 astronauts are safely in orbit just over an hour after some parting words from Mission Control to Commander Shane Kimbrough.
We wish you a great mission, good luck, and enjoy the ride.
Off the Earth, for the Earth, Endeavour is ready to go.
Endeavour launches once again. 4 astronauts from 3 countries on Crew 2. Now making their way to the one and only International Space Station.
Astronauts are from the U.S., France, and Japan, and they're headed for a 6-month stay on the station, arriving tomorrow aboard a spaceship that's flown once before and appears to be doing fine on its second trip to space. I'm Peter King at the Kennedy Space Center. Now with more CBS News, here's Deborah Rodriguez.
Johnson & Johnson's coronavirus vaccinations could resume if the CDC advisory panel makes a favorable recommendation today. The shots were paused this month after several women developed rare blood clots after they were vaccinated. At least one died. Baylor College of Medicine's Dr. Peter Hotez says the issue will be difficult to overcome.
I think too many people may be scared off by taking the vaccine. They shouldn't be, but perception is everything when it comes to vaccines.
Soldiers and staff at Fort Meade in Maryland may have to get a 3rd Moderna shot. Colonel Tracy Michael says hundreds of second doses were left out to unthaw for too long.
These vaccines inadvertently administered to our beneficiaries on the 7th of April and the 12th of April at the McGill Training Center.
In Chicago, protest after State's Attorney Kim Foxx admits she didn't see the video of police shooting 13-year-old Adam Toledo to death before prosecutors read an inaccurate statement in court implying the boy was holding a gun. They canceled a fundraiser at a school in South Dakota because of racist undertones. CBS's Lisa Mateo.
For decades, the Faith High School Rodeo Club raised money by offering off their members to ranchers in exchange for a donation. The problem? They call it a slave branding auction. This year, a poster about the event in the tiny town of 500 circulated on Facebook, sparking dozens of angry calls nationwide for its racist ties. Organizers say they never thought of the name as offensive.
It was the mother of all gender reveals in New Hampshire. Police say a man turned himself in after using 80 pounds of explosives that set off reports of an earthquake.
It was just a big boom and crack. It was very loud. Just shook my whole porch.
Unconfirmed reports the family was celebrating news of a baby boy. S&P futures up 10. This is CBS News.
Dell Technologies advisors listen to your small business needs so they can provide you with tailored solutions powered by Intel vPro platform. Call today, 877-ASK-DELL.
Do you check your Google search results regularly? You should. People often get their first impression of you or your business online. Negative comments on the internet can impact your life and your livelihood. Take control of your online reputation. Get your free reputation report card at reputationdefender.com. It may reveal negative posts from an ex-employee, upset patient or client, news article, legal issue, or even exposed personal information right there in your Google search results. Uncover what's lurking on the internet about you with reputationdefender.com's patented scan and get your free reputation report card. Or for immediate assistance with your reputation, call 800-401-6681. Our cutting-edge technology helps make your Google search results look their best. Call 800-401-6681. That's 800-401-6681. 800-401-6681. Or take the free scan at reputationdefender.com.
The price of basic building blocks for new homes and renos is going through the roof. KTVT-TV's Jason Allen is in Fort Worth.
Even during a pandemic, the demand for housing, especially in Texas, never slowed. Supply of materials did, though. Lumber values alone are up more than 300% in the past year, raising the cost of building a new home almost $25,000.
And we're producing around the clock, 7 days a week, 24 hours a day. And we're all pressed to capacity at this point.
Stan McCarthy with Acton Brick told us his company isn't expecting demand to slow either. With few homes on the market, there is pressure on builders to keep delivering new ones.
Expected to soar, the price of an airline ticket. Experts predict a spike in demand that began last month will accelerate as the summer travel season approaches. And if vaccination rates continue at a steady pace and restrictions keep easing, bargain basement pandemic prices will end too. Deborah Rodriguez, CBS News.
Regular maintenance is key to having your heating and air conditioning system operate at peak efficiency. Tillery Heating and Air Conditioning has been providing service and maintenance for nearly 45 years. Call and join thousands of customers that rely on Tillery Season Guard maintenance program to keep their system operating at peak efficiency. And be sure to like us and share us on Facebook.
Tillery, 2642388.
I've been license number 8477.
This is Coach Wolf from American Ocean Wolf. This is your special invitation to our 27th annual anniversary sale going on now. For a limited time, everything at American Ocean Moore's inventory catalog and special orders is 50% off the top tag price. That's right, half off. Living room, dining room, bedroom, home office, and outdoor. Interest-free financing available. Hurry, still in soon. Mattress accessories and cozy excluded.
I've been saying for over 25 years. You don't sell fake money, so don't sell fake wood. Good morning, Alabama.
How'd you sleep last night? Maybe it's time to purchase a new mattress from Wolf Program. You don't want to just sell your mattress. We want to teach you how to buy the right mattress to improve your life. Shop the Better Sleep Sale going on now at Wolf Boy Wedding with queen mattress sets for $4.99, twin as low as $99, and Alabama-made bunk beds for $2.99. Plus, for a limited time, receive up to $1,000 off on qualifying Jamison mattress sets. Interest-free financing available. Don't count sheep. Get a good night's sleep from Wolf Boy's Bedding next to American Oakenmore.
Every now and then, you come across a store that just makes you feel good inside, like the Feedlot at Pike Road, providing quality service, fair pricing, and a feeling of nostalgia. It's that time of year to get your garden started, and the Feedlot has all your supplies, plants, and more. Plus, Traeger grills are now in stock, just in time for warmer weather grilling. Enjoy more product knowledge and no big box crowds at the Feedlot at Pike Road. Check out their new building that makes you feel like home at 2050 Merriweather Road.
Does learning a language feel like this?
No habla español? It's hablo? It's hablo.
Bon dia, like good day, good morning, I think.
I can say, je m'appelle David, but that's probably it.
When you learn a language, you want to actually use it. Babbel is designed with that goal in mind.
This year is my year to get fluent in Spanish, and Babbel is definitely going to help me do that. The app is so easy to use, and it's so practical. It helps you learn things that you will actually need.
Since my husband is from Guatemala, I'll apply what I've learned in Babbel to our real-life situations. I've tried other language learning apps, and nothing really stuck. Babbel's been a complete game changer for me.
Hoy es miércoles y el clima está muy bueno.
Je suis des États-Unis et tu vis en Suisse.
Babbel, language for life, celebrating 10 million subscriptions sold. Now try Babbel for free at Babbel.com. Just go to Babbel.com and start learning a new language today. That's Babbel.com, Babbel.com.
Just getting started with Rich Eisen has stories of humble beginnings and humbling moments from inspiring people.
Dr. Fauci, is there a through line of the presidents that you've served under?
I have served 7 presidents. Each has different challenges. George W. Bush started the President's Emergency
plan for AIDS relief, which resulted in saving 14 to 15 million lives. Most people don't appreciate that accomplishment on his part.
Just getting started with Rich Eisen. Listen on Apple Podcasts or wherever you get your shows.
The Rush Limbaugh Show.
And these people look absolutely pathetic.
After Rick and Bubba, it's the EIB Network at 11 a.m. And it's only on News Radio 1440. Depend on it. Your WSFA First Alert Weather Forecast on News Radio 1440.
This report is sponsored by Hodges Warehouse and Logistics. You've seen the H all over town and on their trucks. Not only does it stand for Hodges, they like to think it stands for home. Are you a Class A CDL driver and ready to come home? Visit HodgesWarehouse.com and apply online or call 334-245-5444. See you soon.
Quiet Friday on the way. More clouds than anything else, but we're dry. Temperatures up around 75 degrees. For tonight, especially after midnight, and the later you get into the night, our rain and storm chances pick up. Rain, thunderstorms, and a chance of strong, severe thunderstorms capable of damaging wind gusts and hail, and perhaps an isolated tornado or two later tonight into early Saturday morning, and then Saturday afternoon into Saturday evening, another round of scattered showers and storms that could be strong. That's your First Alert forecast. I'm meteorologist Tyler Seabury for News Radio 1440.
Montgomery Skywatch Traffic, brought to you by Brubaker Motors. It's better at Brubaker on News Radio 1440.
Good morning, Montgomery. Your Friday morning kicks off with good news. No major problems or accidents have been reported yet to send you on an alternate route. We checked with the surrounding counties. They're clear as well. Interstate systems moving into the Tri-County area from Clanton, Albany, and Greenville. You see something giving you trouble with traffic, safely contact us. We'll pass the info along. Otherwise, keep listening. We'll keep you posted. 567-9000, that's the number to call. MCS for an equity loan on your home, land, or auto. Good credit, slow credit, MCS in Wetumpka. Just a phone call away. NMLS 232876. Buckle up, front seat and back seat. It's the law. For Montgomery Skywatch Traffic, this is Major.
For all your auto maintenance and repair needs, Chico's knows. Chico's Auto Pros now offers a full-service automotive center. Call Chico's today at 239-9510. Chico's knows.
Good morning, I'm Judd Davis. Here's what's happening on this Friday morning. Happening overnight, a developing situation on Dexter Avenue in front of the Capitol building. Just after 2 a.m., police pulled up to the building around a black car and found a dead body. The scene is now clear. No word yet on a cause of death, but at one point, there were more than 10 police officers on the scene. Montgomery Police released new information on how they're combating speeding and street racing. Last month, MPD launched a new traffic detail to focus on problem areas in the city. We've now learned from March 15th to April 16th, officers issued another 355 citations and 8 warning tickets. Happening today, an emergency meeting is set for the fate of the Johnson & Johnson COVID-19 vaccine in the U.S. The U.S. Centers for Disease Control and Prevention will hold that meeting to review the rare and severe blood clots and a few people who got the vaccine. The FDA and CDC recommended a pause in that vaccine several days ago until the review was complete. We'll keep you updated on the findings. That's your news on this Friday. I'm Judd Davis.
Spruce up your living space this season with gorgeous Graver window treatments from Just Blinds in Prattville. For a limited time only, take advantage of $50 to $100 rebates from Just Blinds on select Graver solar and roller window shades. Or you can receive a $50 rebate on each motorized Graver window treatment. We're also offering a free upgrade to a cordless light on select Graver shades. Visit Just Blinds showroom in Prattville or visit GoJustBlinds.com. That's GoJustBlinds.com.
Want to make your bathroom or kitchen dreams come true in 2021? Genesis Renovations is your guaranteed source for quality, affordability, and customer satisfaction. Genesis will deliver your bathroom or kitchen renovation project on time and on budget. Guaranteed. Call Genesis Renovations today for your zero-obligation free estimate. 334-462-6413. Visit them at gen-corp.org and on Facebook to see some of their featured work, serving the River region and Lake Martin. Genesis Renovations.
The City of Montgomery's Department of Cultural Affairs presents Jazz on the Riverfront. This Sunday, April 25th, come out to Riverwalk Amphitheater from 3 to 6 p.m. for an event full of classic and contemporary jazz standards. Bring your chairs, blankets, and picnic baskets and enjoy a day of beautiful music on the Alabama River. Pots and Pans food truck will be on site offering soul food, cotton candy, and popcorn. And the music is free. Jazz on the Riverfront this Sunday from 3 to 6 p.m. at Riverwalk Amphitheater. Sponsored by the City of Montgomery.
If your family depends on your income and something happened to you, what would happen to them? You need life insurance, and SelectQuote can help you get it at a price you can afford.
SelectQuote found Jacob, 40, who's in excellent health, a 10-year, $500,000 policy for only $19 a month.
Not in perfect health? Don't worry.
SelectQuote found Tanya, 40, who has type 2 diabetes, a 10-year, $500,000 policy for only $32 a month.
We shop companies like Protective, Prudential, American General, and others to find you the company with the best rates. Give your family the security they need at a price you can afford.
For your free quote, call 1-800-885-8811. That's 1-800-885-8811. Or go to selectquote.com. That's 1-800-885-8811.
Select Quote. We shop, you save.
Get full details on the example policies at selectquote.com/commercials. Your premium could vary depending on your health, issuing company, and other factors. Not available at all.
Many of the locally owned and operated restaurants you love are staying open to serve you during this difficult time. To find a list of these restaurants, visit newsradio1440.com. Eat local and help our local businesses stay open.
And good morning, Montgomery, Alabama. It's time to rise and shine this morning if you can, for it's another day. It's Friday, but it's still another day that the Lord has made. Good morning to you. I'm Kevin Elkins, and it is time, you know how we roll, we do it. It is time for our daily bread, a word from on high to change your perspective on life, at least, hopefully, on this day, which is April the 23rd. 2021 AD. And of course, our daily bread is brought to you by none other than Alabama Home Mortgage. Alabama Home Mortgage. Why? Because there's a difference in mortgage companies. So give those guys a call up there, 567-4223, 567-4223. I can't even explain to you how great a job they do. It is something that each of us, anybody who owns a home, think about owning a home. These are the people that you should go see. That number again, 567-4223. We'll be back.
Alabama is a state deeply rooted in military tradition, and we at Alabama Home Mortgage appreciate the sacrifices that our men and women in uniform make each and every day. I'm Kim Williams, and I'm here to tell you there is a difference in mortgage companies. Don't be fooled by mortgage companies with veteran in their name. Call the mortgage company with veterans in their blood. The entire Alabama Home Mortgage staff are children of military veterans. We understand what it means to serve. If you're looking for a VA loan, call Alabama Home Mortgage, 567-4223. With a VA loan, there's no money out of pocket, 100% financing. There's simply nothing better than a VA mortgage loan. Ella, tell them what to do.
Call my mom, Kim Williams, at 567-4223. That's 567-4223.
That's right. Or visit us online at alahomemortgage.com. That's alahomemortgage.com to get your VA home loan today. NMLS 158636A, Equal Housing Lender.
Sometimes you need to reset, refocus on your day. The moment where you take a deep breath and change the focus from the problem to the problem solver. This is Decisions with Kevin Elkins.
And good morning, Montgomery, Alabama. Once again, it's time to rise and shine. It is April the 23rd, 2021 AD. Time for our daily bread. Our daily bread today, the scripture insight comes from Philippians 2, 1-5. But Philippians 2 and 4 says, don't look to your own interests, but each of you to the interests of others. That is Philippians 2 and 4. Govern yourselves accordingly. Today's daily bread is simply entitled, Seeing with New Eyes. And again, it is April the 23rd, 2021 AD. It is a special day because this day, like the days of old, has never been. And I guarantee it, this day won't ever come again. Oh, you'll be held accountable for what you do this day. But April the 23rd, 2021, it's a once-in-a-lifetime deal. And once it's gone, you don't get a do-over. You don't get it back. You don't get to summon it from the past. You don't get to go back and do what you should have done. And you certainly don't get the chance to go back and undo the things that you did. So make sure whatever it is you do this day, that tomorrow should be, you'll be proud of what you have done this day, April the 23rd, 2021 AD. And like I say every morning, I know you get tired of hearing it, but I got to say it because it's true. If you've lived a while, you've seen, you've heard many yesterdays. And if we are blessed and given the grace of God and a lot of mercy thrown in, we may, I'm not sure, but we may see some tomorrows. But if tomorrow should never be, then it is this day that is the first day of the rest of your life. What are you going to do with it? Well, I don't know what you're going to do with yours, but I would ask you to reach back and help somebody else along the way. Benjamin Elijah Mays once said that whatever you do in life, we should strive to do it so well that no man living, no man dead, and no man yet to be born should be able to do it any better. And I say that is the standard by which you live life. You shall always be successful. Oh, you may fail at a thing or two. And sometimes failure is a great place to start again. But whatever you do, you don't quit. You don't stop. You don't give up. You rest if you can. You give out if you must. But you never, ever, ever quit. Sometimes looking at the mountain won't move it. Sometimes you can't go around it. Sometimes you can't go over it. And sometimes you can't get under it. So that means every once in a while, you got to go through the mountain. But that's okay too. Because I know who can help us make it through it. And so do you. Sometimes, though, you got to ask for help. But don't give up, because quitters don't win. And winners, oh, they may fail at a thing or two, but they will never be a quitter, because quitters don't win and winners never quit. And no matter what happens on this day, April the 23rd, 2021, you always remember, just like the days of old, it is a great day to be alive. Seeing with new eyes. That's our daily bread for today, April the 23rd, 2021, AD.
Thanks for joining us for today's encouragement from Our Daily Bread. Our reading is titled Seeing with New Eyes, and it was written by Win Collier. A video game, one that's become a cultural phenomenon, places 100 players on a virtual island to compete until one player remains. Whenever a player eliminates you from the contest, you can continue to watch through that player's vantage point. As one journalist notes, when you step into another player's shoes and inhabit their point of view, the emotional register shifts from self-preservation to communal solidarity. You begin to feel invested in the stranger who, not too long ago, did you in. Transformation happens whenever we open ourselves to see another's experience, looking beyond our own vision and encountering another's pain, fear, or hopes. According to Philippians chapter 2, when we follow Jesus' example and do nothing out of selfish ambition or vain conceit, and instead, in humility, value others above ourselves, then we notice things we would have missed otherwise. Our concerns broaden. We ask different questions. Rather than being preoccupied with only our own needs or angst, we become invested in others' well-being. Rather than looking to our own interests, we become committed to the interests of others. Rather than protecting what we assume we need to thrive, we joyfully pursue whatever helps others flourish. With this transformed vision, we gain compassion for others. We discover new ways to love our family. We may even make a friend out of an enemy. Today's Our Daily Bread devotional scripture reading is from Philippians chapter 2, verses 1 through 5. Therefore, if you have any encouragement from being united with Christ, if any comfort from his love, if any common sharing in the Spirit, if any tenderness and compassion, then make my joy complete by being like-minded, having the same love, being one in spirit and of one mind. Do nothing out of selfish ambition or vain conceit. Rather, in humility, value others above yourselves, not looking to your own interests, but each of you to the interests of the others. In your relationships with one another, have the same mindset as Christ Jesus. Let's pray. Dear Jesus, too often we only see ourselves, our pain, our need. But when we try to see the needs of others and help in any way we can, we will notice that our attention and focus gets redirected. We ask that you would help us develop an empathetic and compassionate heart to understand the pain of others and ways that we can encourage them. Thank you, Lord. It's in Jesus' name we pray. Amen. Today's encouragement was provided by Our Daily Bread Ministries.
It's time to rise and shine. I know it is Friday. Okay, it's Friday, which means that, we get to take a break for a couple of days, then hit the grind on Monday morning. But right now, it's time to celebrate Friday. Time to get up. Time to go to work. And be thankful you still got a job. Matter of fact, there's more jobs out there than our people right now. I don't know what's up with that. I ain't figured that out one yet. People don't want to go to work. I can't believe some of y'all still got some of your stimulus check left. The United States Army, whose motto used to be an army of one. I'm not sure exactly what it is these days. The United States Navy, whose motto is anchors away. Yeah, y'all can ride them ships. I'm gonna leave those alone. I got to have some ground. At least I can run if I had to. Come on now. You can't run too far on a ship. Ain't but one way to go. That's down. The United States Coast Guard, whose motto is Semper Paratus, which simply means always ready. And of course, the United States Air Force. Good morning, Maxwell and Gunner. It's time to rise and shine. And could somebody, please, let me see a C-141? I missed that airplane. Can I get one? Can I get a ride on one or something? The C-141, a paratrooper's dream. Oh yeah, what a bird, what a bird. And last but not least, the United States Marine Corps, whose motto is Semper Fi, which means always, always faithful. Okay. All right then. That's right. Okay, listen, I got a special request. I gotta tell you later on. I want you guys in Montgomery to do something for me. I want you. Never mind, but I'll get to that later on. Okay. Anyway, good morning to you. It's April 23rd. It is the time of the wall since it is 6:29 in the morning. I got a little presentation, and I played it before. Matter of fact, I played it a couple of times before. But it is so important, given where we find ourselves in the world today. I think we need to be reminded of a couple of things about life. And I'm going to play this again. I know some of y'all don't like it. That's okay. Y'all get over it. Say it, man. Oh, yeah. But I don't know. Oh. What's up there beyond the sky? It's what? It's been a long time coming. Oh, yeah. But I know a change gonna come. Oh, yes, it will. All right, now, that's normally y'all got to pay to hear me sing. So let's take a break. We'll come back. We're going to get things moving here, okay? So don't y'all go no place, okay? Good morning to you. It's a Friday morning. It's time to rise and shine. And I say, brother,
First Alert Weather Forecast on News Radio 1440.
This report is sponsored by Hodges Warehouse and Logistics. You've seen the H all over town and on their trucks. Not only does it stand for Hodges, they like to think it stands for home. Are you a Class A CDL driver and ready to come home? Visit HodgesWarehouse.com and apply online or call 334-245-5444. See you soon.
A quiet Friday on the way, more clouds than anything else, but we're dry. Temperatures up around 75 degrees. For tonight, especially after midnight, the later you get into the night, our rain and storm chances pick up. Rain, thunderstorms, and a chance of strong to severe thunderstorms capable of damaging wind gusts and hail, and perhaps an isolated tornado or two later tonight into early Saturday morning, and then Saturday afternoon into Saturday evening, another round of scattered showers and storms that could be strong. That's your First Alert forecast. I'm meteorologist Tyler Seabury for News Radio 1440.
Montgomery Skywatch Traffic, brought to you by Brubaker Motors. It's better at Brubaker on News Radio 1440.
This report is sponsored by DEA Take Back Day, April 24th. DEATakeback.com.
Hi, I'm Miss America 2020 Camille Schreier, and I'm asking you to join me in support of the DEA's Take Back Day, Saturday, April 24th. Keep them safe, clean them out, take them back. Visit DEATakeback.com. That's DEATakeback.com.
Good morning, Montgomery. Your Friday morning kicks off with good news. No major problems or accidents have been reported. We checked with the surrounding counties. They're clear as well. Interstate systems moving into the Tri-County area from Clanton, Auburn, and Greenville. You see something giving you trouble with traffic, safely contact us. We'll pass the info along. Otherwise, keep listening. We'll keep you posted. 567-9000, that's the number to call. MCS for an equity loan on your home, land, or auto. Good credit, slow credit, MCS in Wetumpka. Just a phone call away. NMLS 232876. Buckle up, front seat and back seat. It's the law. For Montgomery Skywatch Traffic, this is Major Delay.
For all your auto maintenance and repair needs, Chico's knows. Chico's Auto Pros now offers a full-service automotive center. Call Chico's today at 239-9510. Chico's knows.
Hi, I'm Montgomery County Probate Judge J.C. Love, reminding you about an important runoff election on Tuesday, April 27th for Montgomery City Council District 3. Now, I know many of you are tired of going to the polls to vote, but for our democracy to work, we need you to vote not only in the state, national, and municipal elections, but also in these special elections. Residents of District 3, we need you to come and help elect your next city councilman. The candidate that wins this election will be the individual working to ensure your streets are safe, your roads are paved, will work to tackle blight, and will work with the mayor and other members of the city council to vote on policies to ensure Montgomery continues to move forward. Please wear a face mask or face covering to the polls. We will be continuing to follow the CDC's recommended distance requirements, and we will have face masks available for those who need one. But with or without a face mask, everyone will be allowed to vote. District 3, Please don't let a handful of voters determine your next city councilman. Come out and vote on April 27th.
Sponsored by Montgomery County Probate Board. It's a different year. You need to reach your potential customers, and your customers need to be able to find you. Let Cumulus Media help. We've built a unique opportunity for you to connect your business with River Region homeowners that are looking for your products and services. Radio, digital, and lead generation for your business, helping you reach hundreds of thousands of people in this area. You need to talk to Cumulus Media. Call Don Polno at 334-240-2257. That's 334-240-2257.
If there's a sudden disaster and you can't get to the grocery store, or they're all out of food, what would you do? You'll wish you had emergency food to get you through the crisis. And that's why we're here. We're MyPatriotSupply.com, America's leading source of emergency food. Our food lasts for up to 25 years, and millions of families trust us for their disaster survival. Will you join us? Unlike other food companies, we don't skimp on calories. Our meals give you more than 2,000 calories per day. Why? Because that's what you need to survive any challenging crisis. And right now, you can save $200 on our popular 3-month emergency food kit. Just go to MyPatriotSupply.com and place your order. We ship fast, 2 to 3 days max. And your food arrives discreetly right to your door. So order today and save $200 at MyPatriotSupply.com. That's MyPatriotSupply.com.
If your family depends on your income and something happened to you, what would happen to them? You need life insurance, and SelectQuote can help you get it at a price you can afford.
SelectQuote found Jacob, 40, who's in excellent health, a 10-year, $500,000 policy for only $19 a month.
Not in perfect health? Don't worry.
SelectQuote found Tanya, 40, who has type 2 diabetes, a 10-year, $500,000 policy for only $32 a month.
We shop companies like Protective, Prudential, American General, and others to find you the company with the best rates. Give your family the security they need at a price you can afford.
For your free quote, call 1-800-885-8811. That's 1-800-885-8811. Or go to SelectQuote.com. That's 1-800-885-8811.
SelectQuote. We shop, you save.
Get full details on the example policies at selectquote.com/commercials. Your premium could vary depending on your health, issuing company, and other factors. Not available in all states.
They are the 2 sexiest fat men alive. Really fun. And you can hear Rick and Bubba on News Radio 1440 beginning at 9 a.m. Depend on it.
I want to focus on that wonderful concept, that vital virtue that unfortunately and regrettably is often forgotten, the virtue of kindness, being kind. I want you to hear a story. 20 years ago, I drove a cab for a living. When I arrived at 2:30 in the morning, the building was dark except for a single light in a ground floor window. Under these circumstances, many cab drivers would just honk once or twice, wait a minute, then drive away. But I had seen too many impoverished people who depended on taxis as their only means of transportation to drive away. Unless the situation smelled of danger, I always went to the door. So I walked to the door and knocked. Just a moment, answered a frail, elderly voice. After a long pause, the door opened. A small woman in her 80s stood before me. By her side was a small nylon suitcase. Would you carry this bag out to the car for me? She said. I took the suitcase out and returned to assist the woman. She took my arm and walked slowly toward the curb. She kept thanking me for my kindness. It's nothing, I told her. I just try to treat all my passengers the way I would want my mother treated. When we got in the cab, she gave me an address. Then she said, "Oh, by the way, could you drive through downtown? It's not the shortest way." "Oh, I don't mind. I'm in no hurry. I'm on my way to a hospice." I looked in the rearview mirror and her eyes were glistening. I don't have any family left," she said, almost to herself. "The doctor says I don't have very long." I quietly reached over and shut off the meter. What route would you like me to take? For the next 2 hours, we drove all around the city. She showed me the building where she had once worked as an elevator operator. We drove through the neighborhood where she and her husband had lived when they were newlyweds. She had me pull up in front of a furniture warehouse that had once been a ballroom where she had gone dancing as a girl. Sometimes she'd ask me to slow down in front of a particular building or corner. She would sit staring into the darkness, saying nothing. As the first hint of sun was creasing the horizon, she suddenly said, "Okay, I'm ready. Let's go now." We drove in silence to the address she had given me. It was a low building. 2 orderlies came out to the cab. As soon as we pulled up, they were solicitous and intent, watching her every move. They were expecting her. I opened the trunk, took out the small suitcase, carried it to the door. The woman was already seated in a wheelchair. "How much do I owe you?" she asked. "No, you don't owe me anything," I said. "Oh, you have to make a living," she answered. "Well, there are other passengers," I responded. Almost without thinking, I bent over and gave her a hug, and she held on to me tightly. "You gave an old woman a little bit of joy," she said. "Thank you." I squeezed her hand, then walked into the dim morning light. Behind me, a door shut. It was the sound of the closing of a life. I drove aimlessly, lost in thought for the rest of the day. I could hardly talk. What if that woman had gotten in an angry driver earlier that morning, or one who was impatient? What if I had refused to take the run, or had honked once and driven away? On a quick review, I don't think I have done anything more important in all my life. I love that story. Sort of helps me make up its mind again. You need to remember that story. The times you will want to be anything but kind. Because it is so much easier to bear a grudge and hate in return, or get back, or get even. Hate destroys the vessel it's kept in. Revenge never healed a wound. There's one thing all of us have in common: we've been mistreated by somebody. Some of you have known abuse, misunderstanding, and all of this has a way of siphoning your tank of kindness. It can make you hard. You can get on with hard. You can get along with it. In fact, some will even respect you more because you're tough. But I urge you not to be. Be kind, tender-hearted, forgiving one another. When I'm truly free of revenge and bitterness, there is plenty of room in my heart left for kindness. And not until. Do what's right. Do justice. Love kindness. Walk humbly with your God.
Maybe you were born a really nice person with a gentle, sweet personality, and being kind to people comes pretty naturally to you, but I think more of the globe is not that way than is. And the good news is we can change.
It's amazing what one kind word can do. We don't think anything about it, but to the other person, it breathes life into their spirit. Our words have the power to lift people, to help them get through a challenge, to push them into their destinies. When you tell someone, "I love you, I'm proud of you, you did great on that project," you're not just being kind, Those are healing words. We don't know what people are going through. They may smile on the outside, but on the inside, they're hurting, they're lonely, they're discouraged. Many people have wounds from the past, wounds from a relationship that didn't work out, wounds from people trying to push them down. Just a simple word of encouragement. I believe in you. I'm praying for you. A simple compliment. You look beautiful today. It's no big deal to you, but to them, it's helping heal the wounds. It's lifting their spirits. It's causing them to believe in themselves. Your words can be what keeps them moving forward. And God puts people in our lives on purpose so we can bring healing. Letting people know that you care does more than you imagine. You have the power to put someone on their feet. You have the power to keep them from falling into depression. You have the power to cause them to pursue their dreams. Be free with your compliments. You can think well of your friend all day long, but if you never tell them, they'll never know. God wouldn't have brought it up if he didn't want you to tell them. He wouldn't have put that thought in you if the other person didn't need it. You may not know them. It may not make sense to you, but God knows what he's doing. There's a reason they need your healing. Don't withhold it. Don't try to reason it out. In my early 20s, a young man started coming up to the gym to play basketball with us. He was a loner. He was very unfriendly, very cold. He never talked. Even during the games, he wouldn't interact with us. Most of the guys just ignored him. Something down in here told me to reach out to him and make him feel welcome. I found out that his name was Bo. When he would come into the gym, I would go over and say, "Hey, Bo, it's great to see you today." He never said anything. He just hit his chest twice and walked away. I didn't know what that meant, but I hit my chest twice and walked away. This went on for several years. I saw him 4 or 5 times a week. Well, I stopped playing basketball there, and I hadn't seen Bo in over 20 years. One Sunday, he showed up at church. I saw him afterwards. I thought, where do I know this guy from? He said, "I'm Bo. We used to play basketball together." That's the most I'd ever heard him talk. He went on to tell how he grew up in the projects. At 14, he started living on his own. Nobody wanted him. He never felt loved or accepted. He said, "One of the main reasons I went up to the gym was to hear you say, 'Great to see you today,' because nobody had told me that they were glad to see me." Those simple words, letting him know that I cared, were like life-giving water. Today, Bo is married. He introduced me to his children. He's setting a new standard for his family. What am I saying? Nobody is in your life by accident. Don't ignore what you feel on the inside, that compassion to encourage them, that desire to be their friend. Take time to make them feel loved. It doesn't have to be something big. Just good to see you. I believe in you. I'm praying for you. Just let them know that you care.
Hey there, I'm Kim Williams with Alabama Home Mortgage. Unless you've been living under a rock, then you know that mortgage rates are low. But did you know that mortgage rates have fallen to their lowest level since 1971? That's 50 years ago. So there's no wonder why you are getting bombarded with mortgage offers. Churchill said it best: a good speech should be like a woman's skirt, long enough to cover the subject and short enough to create interest. That's exactly what other mortgage companies do. They advertise a rate, a teaser, if you will. The advertised rate piques your interest, so you give them a call. You ask questions, only to find the advertised rate is not available to you, or there's a hefty cost for you to get that rate. Unfortunately, this is very common in the mortgage industry. When calling on Alabama Home Mortgage, you don't have to hope you're getting the best rate. You will know you're getting the best rate at the lowest cost to you. Call Alabama Home Mortgage, the #1 mortgage lender in Alabama, today at 567-4223, or visit us online at myalabamahomemortgage.com. NMLS 158636-8, Equal Housing Lender.
And good morning. You know, I could listen to that piece every day. Every day I could. I could listen to that. Because there's one thing that we do lack in the world, and that's kindness. And like he said in the piece, he said, you know, you can be tough. He said, people will even admire you for being tough. But being tough has its price. You lose out on a lot of things. For a long time, that's the way I was. I was just, you know, I wasn't gonna let nothing. I wasn't gonna put my heart into jack, because that hurts too bad when you make yourself vulnerable to the world. You know, it just and some people just take your heart and tear it up and throw it down, stomp on and then you know, do it again. But tough is not so good. You know, I think, now this is just me. Now this is just I. Oh, 860-1440 is the number if you want to give us a call. Because I believe that we should purposely go out of our way each day to do something nice for somebody or be kind. I mean, find it. There's somebody out there that needs a good word, that needs to know that, yeah, it's tough right now. You know, it's tough. There's somebody out there that needs to know that they're not the only people going through it by themselves. They need to know that they're not the only people that catching hell. A lot of folks catching hell. A lot of people. But I think now, if I leave a legacy in radio, I would like that legacy to be is that I try to get people in contact with themselves and that the best part of who they are. Because we all have moments. You know, trust me, I know. We all have moments. But most of us, especially in the talk radio audience, most of us are trying to be good folks. Now, we get ticked off, you know, and if you do away with the politics, you know, most of us will reach out. I've never seen, you know, I've asked people on many times each year to reach into their pockets and help people they do not know. And every year for the last 3 or 4, well, actually since I've been on the radio, you folks have done that. And I hope somewhere in heaven that record is kept for the things that a lot of you guys have done for the folks. And they don't know you, and that's the way it should be. They don't know who you are. You know, we've helped people get clothes. We've helped people get cars. We've helped people with groceries. We've helped people get their rent paid. You guys have reached out and helped a lot of people. Okay, us, this little audience of this radio show, and I am forever grateful and humbled by that. So I ask all of us, though, you know, we haven't done everything we can do. You know, I've often said people rarely give what they can. We give what we want to. Now, giving's good. No matter how you get it, it's good. But I'm just saying, most of us rarely give all we have. Okay, and we give what we have determined in our mind that we want to give. Hey, nothing wrong with that. Good Lord loves a cheerful giver. But giving is not always about money. Is it? I don't think so. I think it's about being kind to people, you know. Now I know, see, I come across as a hypocrite sometimes because I'm against panhandlers. No, I'm not. I'm not against anybody who really needs help. I'm not. But I am against people who would try to manipulate me and you and people like that. I am against people who do that. Okay. But here's what I find. Here's what I find in living. Here's what I have found. I have found that people who really need hands, who really need a hand, most of the time won't ask. Okay. They won't ask. You almost got to pull it out of them. You know, you go by the house one day, see all this street on the curb. What happened? Well, I just couldn't afford my rent. Why don't you ask somebody? Why don't you ask for some help? I've known people that way. So what we need to do sometimes is purposely find a reason to be kind to somebody. Okay, I'm just asking you guys to do that every once in a while, to purposely. And if you do it, maybe that person would do it for somebody else, and the next person would do it for somebody else, and we change the world. We change our world, however big or however small that is. You change the world. They say the average person meets about 20,000 people in their life. Okay, the average person know about 20,000 people. Probably can't remember their name, but just think about it. If everybody knows about 20,000 people, then everybody that does something kind has an opportunity to affect the world and the people in which we live and the places in which we live. So I'm just asking you guys today, this Friday, and every day if you can, purposely find an opportunity to be kind to somebody, even if you do not know them. And it's easy to be kind to people you know. Okay, but purposely do that, and you'll be surprised of the things that will be considered kindness. You can walk down the street sometimes and see people just looking down at the ground, just looking down, because they got things going on in their life. And what's really bad, now here's something that's really bad, and I don't quite get this. If you go to a church, if you go to a church, there's no reason in the world why you ought to be getting put out your house. Okay? I don't care how big or how small it is. If we are really the people that we say we are, there ought not be a reason not to ask for some help in the church that you go to. Okay? Now, and I'm talking, especially if you're a member of that church. You would think that our job is to make sure that we all are doing okay. And believe it or not, there are many people in our churches, the church that you go to, that will not ask you for help. Their pride, their whatever, they will not ask you. So sometimes the only way we're going to find out these things is have those relationships with people and ask them, is there anything you need? Is there anything going on that I could help you with? And do it in a giving and in a loving kind of way, so people don't feel pressure, or are you going to put all their business all in the street? Yeah, old Joe couldn't pay that light bill the other day. Yeah, we had to go down there and take care of that for him. That ain't the way to do it. So I'm just saying we purposely need to find a way to be kind to people. Okay, can we call this Be Kind Friday? I know I really don't do a real good job of doing that sometimes. Anyway, but I'm trying. Anyway, so that was my words for the day before I get it, because that piece really affects me. It really affects my spirit and my soul, because it's what we ought to be. It is what we ought to be to one another, and that's kind. So today and every day, if you can, purposely go out and find somebody to do something. And it doesn't have to be a big something. You'll be surprised what makes people happy when they're feeling down on their luck. You'll be surprised at what can change people's heart and what can change their day. I'm just telling you. So today, if you can, some kind of way, just reach out and do something kind for somebody. Okay, just be kind. Doesn't have to be big. You don't have to tell anybody. No, you don't. No, you don't. Matter of fact, I don't want you to tell anybody. Knock it out the park. Anyway, we'll be back after this.
It will be light when I walk
Your WSFA 12 news update on News Radio 1440.
Good morning, I'm Jed Davis. Here's what's happening on this Friday morning. Happening overnight, a developing situation on Dexter Avenue in front of the Capitol building. Just after 2 a.m., police pulled up to the building around a black car and found a dead body. The scene is now clear. No word yet on a cause of death, but at one point, there were more than 10 police officers on the scene. Montgomery Police released new information on how they're combating speeding and street racing.
Wow.
Last month, MPD launched new traffic detail to focus on problem areas in the city. We've now learned from March 15th to April 16th, officers issued another 355 citations and 8 warning tickets. Happening today, an emergency meeting is set for the fate of the Johnson & Johnson COVID-19 vaccine in the U.S. The U.S. Centers for Disease Control and Prevention will hold that meeting to review the rare and severe blood clots and a few people who got the vaccine. The FDA and CDC recommended a pause in that vaccine several days ago until the review was complete. We'll keep you updated on the findings. That's your news on this Friday. I'm Jed Davis in the newsroom.
News Radio 1440, the home of Sean Hannity.
What makes America great are its people.
WLWI AM and 95.1.
This is the CBS World News Roundup, your home for original reporting.
I'm Deborah Rodriguez. 4 astronauts are on their way to the International Space Station in a recycled SpaceX ship. Correspondent Peter King watched from Kennedy Space Center.
You couldn't have asked for better launch weather, with clear skies allowing the Falcon 9 rocket's bright yellow flame to be seen for hundreds of miles.
Endeavour launches once again. 4 astronauts from 3 countries on Crew 2, now making their way to the one and only International Space Station.
4 crew members are from the U.S., Japan, and France. They're headed for a 6-month stay on the space station starting tomorrow. Their spacecraft is the same SpaceX Crew Dragon that became the first to fly humans last year. So far, its performance seems to match its first flight. In other words, so far, so good. Peter King, CBS News at the Kennedy Space Center.
A COVID vaccine linked to at least 6 cases of a rare and dangerous blood clotting condition in the U.S. could be making a comeback. A CDC advisory panel is meeting today to make a recommendation. CBS's Dr. David Agus.
My opinion is today they will release the J&J vaccine for the country. There'll be a warning on it so doctors and patients are aware of what to look for so they can treat this abnormal blood clot early.
There are problems with another shot at a military base. CBS's Lisa Mateo. Officials at Fort Meade in Maryland say there's been a vaccine error.
80 vials of the Moderna vaccine were stored inside or outside, I should say, manufacturer's recommended temperature range.
Colonel Tracy Michael says those 80 vials administered at the Kimbrough Ambulatory Center amount to about 800 Department of Defense employees and military members being called back for a 3rd dose.
It affected the viability of the vaccine.
The shots were administered on April 7th and April 12th. Reports the president will announce plans to raise taxes on the 1% triggered losses on Wall Street. Correspondent Ed O'Keefe says he wants to use the money to pay for more childcare, free pre-K, and community college.
The president's expected to propose paying for all of this by raising the capital gains tax for wealthy Americans. That's the tax paid when people sell pricey assets like stocks or real estate. For Americans earning more than $1 million, that tax rate could jump, emphasis on the could, to 39.6%, nearly double what it is now.
The Oscars are Sunday.
This is Herman Mankiewicz, but we have to call him Mank.
Producer Stacy Schur says the company will, the ceremony that is, will be in person but socially distanced at LA's historic Union Station.
Because of COVID, it's certainly a much more intimate affair. We will only be there with the nominees, their guests, and the presenters.
This is CBS News.
CBS News Radio is your home for breaking news. With our team of reporters around the country and the world, we give you the coverage you can trust.
Do you check your Google search results regularly? You should. People often get their first impression of you or your business online. Negative comments on the internet can impact your life and your livelihood. Take control of your online reputation. Get your free reputation report card at reputationdefender.com. It may reveal negative posts from an ex-employee, upset patient or client, news article, legal issue, or even exposed personal information right there in your Google search results. Uncover what's lurking on the internet about you with reputationdefender.com's patented scan and get your free reputation report card. Or for immediate assistance with your reputation, call 800-401-6681.
You can only imagine.
Make your
All
Google
right,
search
then.
results look their best.
Let's
Call
see it now.
800-401-6681. That's 800-401-6681. 800-401-6681. Or take the free scan at reputationdefender.com.
Pandemic scams are still going strong.
Karen Hobbs is with the FTC Division of Consumer and Business Education, and she has a warning.
The government will not call, email, or direct message you on social media to ask for your social security, bank account, or credit card number, and anyone who does is a scammer.
She says the biggest scam right now is with the COVID vaccine.
Only scammers are going to tell you to pay to put your name on a list to get the vaccine.
And no one is immune.
All of us are potential targets.
Stacey Lynn, CBS News.
Olympic champ Simone Biles is switching her allegiance from Nike to Athleta. The Wall Street Journal says the gymnast made her decision to go with the Gap-owned company after sprinter Allison Felix criticized Nike for not supporting pregnant athletes and after its partnership with Kobe Bryant's estate expired this week. Deborah Rodriguez, CBS News.
Hi, I'm Montgomery County Probate Judge J.C. Love, reminding you about an important runoff election on Tuesday, April 27th for Montgomery City Council District 3. Now, I know many of you are tired of going to the polls to vote. But for our democracy to work, we need you to vote not only in the state, national, and municipal election, but also in these special elections. Residents of District 3, we need you to come and help elect your next city councilman. The candidate that wins this election will be the individual working to ensure your streets are safe, your roads are paved, will work to tackle blight, and will work with the mayor and other members of the city council to vote on policies to ensure Montgomery continues to move forward. Please wear a face mask or face covering to the polls. We will be continuing to follow the CDC's recommended distance requirements, and we will have face masks available for those who need them. But with or without a face mask, everyone will be allowed to vote. District 3, please don't let a handful of voters determine your next city councilman. Come out and vote on April 27th.
Sponsored by Montgomery County Probate Board.
Every now and then, you come across a store that just makes you feel good inside, like the Feedlot at Pike Road, providing quality service, fair pricing, and a feeling of nostalgia. It's that time of year to get your garden started, and the Feedlot has all your supplies, plants, and more. Plus, Traeger grills are now in stock, just in time for warmer weather grilling. Enjoy more product knowledge and no big box crowds at the Feedlot at Pike Road. Check out their new building that makes you feel like home at 2050 Merriweather Road.
If your family depends on your income and something happened to you, what would happen to them? You need life insurance, and Select Quote can help you get it at a price you can afford.
SelectQuote found Jacob, 40, who's in excellent health, a 10-year, $500,000 policy for only $19 a month.
Not in perfect health? Don't worry.
SelectQuote found Tanya, 40, who has type 2 diabetes, a 10-year, $500,000 policy for only $32 a month.
We shop companies like Protective, Prudential, American General, and others to find you the company with the best rates. Give your family the security they need at a price you can afford.
For your free quote, call 1-800-885-8811. That's 1-800-885-8811. Or go to selectquote.com. That's 1-800-885-8811.
Select Quote. We shop, you save.
Get full details on the example policies at selectquote.com/commercials. Your premium could vary depending on your health, issuing company, and other factors. Not available in all states.
He is the voice of the conservative millennials.
The president is going to have to stand fast.
The Ben Shapiro Show.
They're not going to be willing to keep the government shut down.
Today at 3 p.m. on News Radio 1440. Depend on it.
You know, I'm supposed to have somebody call me this morning about Common Core or something. Haven't figured out exactly what they want to talk about. I haven't got to my other thing yet either, but I will sometime today. Okay, somebody's on the phone. Good morning, who's this? I'm fine, Mr. Ed. I don't know about every morning, but I'm gonna play at least once a week.
my main point, one reason I'm calling for, because this speech can help so many people. Believe me, you'd be surprised. There's some people listen to his speech with their mind all messed up, all screwed up. But the more they hear, I believe the more they will love it and turn from their perhaps evil ways or whatever. But I think you should play it again. I mean, every Roscoe Miller, he come on with Dr. King all the time. And that's beautiful, that's wonderful. And I'm sure everybody love it. Because he always saying something good to help people. When I speak for to help people, my friend, believe me, I ain't joking. There's some people that just really evil. I mean, just evil, and they need help. And this speech will help them. That's the answer you should play it every morning. And I really mean that. Because what they do, they glorify God. And that's what we all need to do, is glorify God. Because we glorify everything, everybody, except God. Look at the world today. Hate, killing, crime, everything else going on. Why? God is not being glorified. Good speech, my friend. Have a good day, my friend. Have a good day.
All right, Mr. Ed. Today it is until I get to other call, and we are going to do a precursor on the past week and some of the things that have been in the news, some of the things that have not been in the news, and how you feeling. Lessons of life today. Wishing never made anybody successful. If there's a single lesson in life that life teaches us, that it is work, not wishing, that puts you in the right position for success. Wishing don't get you there. Okay. Word of the day. Now, this word means to pay homage to without exercising a critical sense of values, flattery, excessively. In other words, this word means that people, when they BSing you, okay, when they tell you how great you are, when you the man, you are the man. I mean, ain't no man better than you. You're the only man left on earth. You know what I'm saying? Things like that. Okay. It is adulate. Okay. In other words, another word would be Bravo Sierra. Okay. But they are giving you all of this praise, but as soon as you turn around, they're laughing behind your back. Okay. So don't be caught up in the praise. Say, I truly appreciate the adulation, but I know you really don't mean it. So, okay, I'm just saying adulate. That is the word for today. To pay homage without ceasing. Woo. All right, there. It is April the 23rd of 2021. It is 113th day of the year. There are 252 days left in this year. It was on this day in 1954 that Hank Aaron of the Milwaukee Braves hit the first of his 755 Major League home runs in a game against the St. Louis Cardinals. The Braves won, of course, 7-5. On this day in 1616, haven't seen a video of it, but I imagine somewhere out there. On the old style calendar, English poet and dramatist William Shakespeare died in a Stratford upon in I guess it's called Stratford upon Avon. It is what has been traditionally been regarded as the 52nd anniversary of his birth in 1564. In 1789, on this day, President-elect George Washington and his wife Martha moved into the first executive mansion, the Franklin House in New York. In 1898, in 1898, Spain declared war on the United States, which we responded in kind 2 days later. I think we won that one. In 1943, on this day, U.S. Navy Lieutenant J.G. John F. Kennedy assumed command of the PT-109, a motor torpedo boat, in the Solomon Islands during World War II. On August 2nd, 1943, PT-109 was rammed and sunk by a Japanese destroyer, killing 2 of the members. Kennedy and 10 others, of course, survived. In 1968, student protesters began occupying buildings on this day on the campus of Columbia University in New York. Police put down the protesters. A week later, the Methodist Church and the Evangelical United Brethren Church merged to form the United Methodist Church. That's where it came from. 1969, on this date, Sirhan Sirhan was sentenced to death for the assassination of New York Senator Robert F. Kennedy. The sentence was later reduced to life imprisonment. In 1971, hundreds of Vietnam War veterans opposed the conflict, protested by tossing their medals and ribbons over a wire fence in front of the U.S. Capitol. Well, I'd rather toss one of them politicians. I don't think I'd have tossed my ribbons and my medals. Of course, I don't have very many. I was too young for Vietnam, so that's good. And listen, I'm not saying I missed going over there. I didn't miss it. I was good. 1987, on this day, construction workers were killed when an apartment complex being built in Bridgeport, Connecticut, suddenly collapsed. 1988, on this day, a federal ban on smoking during domestic airline flights 2 hours or less went into effect. In 1995, you know the name of this individual because him and Muhammad Ali, otherwise known in his former life as Cassius Clay, well, they had an impeccable relationship, one that the sports world has never seen after or before then. Sportscaster Howard Cosell died at the age of 77. In 1998, on this day, James Earl Ray, who confessed to assassinating the Reverend Martin Luther King Jr. and then insisted he had been framed, died at a Nashville, Tennessee hospital at the age of 70. In 2005, the recently created video sharing website YouTube uploaded its first clip, Me at the Zoo, which showed YouTube co-founder Jared Karim, I hope that's his name, standing in front of an elephant enclosure in San Diego Zoo. And since then, the rest is history. Of course, I'm doing a little bit of that Rumble thing right now. It's a nice one too. Plus, you can make a little money. So I put some of my shows in there. See whether or not I'm gonna get noticed somewhere out there, so I can become rich and famous. 10 years ago, President Barack Obama met privately with leading executives of credit card issuing companies. Afterwards, the president said he was determined to get credit card law passed that eliminated the tricky fine print, sudden interest rate increases, and late fees. They want you, really. They want. I got one credit card that I use. You know what I'm saying? I just got one because they'll get you sooner or later. See, they'll get you. They'll hope that you don't make that payment, and then then you're stuck forever in debt. So you owe $10,000. Takes you like 28 years to pay it off. You'll never get the money. Anyway, 5 years ago, Georgia Governor Nathan Deal signed a law allowing legally owned guns in bars without restriction in some churches, schools, and government buildings under certain circumstances. Okay, that's good. Don't know what those circumstances are, but I'm sure it's going to work out right for him. Okay. And it was 1 year ago, a man plowed a Renault van into crowds of pedestrians in Toronto, killing 10 people and leaving 16 others hurt. Police said that the suspect, Alex Madison, or whatever his name, Massian, whatever, anyway, had posted on Facebook Messenger indicating anger toward women. Well, don't know much about that, but okay. We got some, we got men who think they're women, and then we got men who are angry at women. I mean, can we give the women a break for a couple minutes? I'm just saying, it's hard being a woman. Let me go to the phone since I'm done with that. Good morning, who's this? Yes.
Station news, they found a body in a black car down there in the front of Dex Avenue.
Yeah, somewhere in that vicinity. Mm-hmm.
A call from Channel 12. Don't they have cameras?
I would imagine they do, and yeah, they gonna. I imagine they're gonna find out who did it. Yep. Right. Well, that's in Toronto, Canada. Now, Reverend, thank you. Now we know that's not true. Now, if you run into somebody with your vehicle, you're going to jail. Yes. Let me find out, but I think you're a little. No. I think you're a little bit mistaken, but okay. Okay. I didn't say you. I said you're mistaken. Right. Right. Yeah.
You can't protest anymore peaceful. And it be more than three people, uh, that considered a riot. See, you don't listen to that. You don't.
No, that's not totally true. Now, I mean, see, that's how information gets pressed. There's no law that says you cannot protest. Yeah, yeah. Because you're wrong. Okay, you're wrong. There's no law that says you cannot protest. That is a constitutional guarantee. But you cannot protest belligerently. Okay, you can't throw rocks and break down doors and things of that nature. Yeah, that's fine. But it's peaceful protest. Okay, but now, and Florida did not pass a law, but they did say you don't have a right to tear things up and call that protest. That is not protest. That is a riot. That is burglary. That is destruction of private property. It makes sense to me. Okay, so come on now, y'all just. I realize, kind of like that thing that happened up in Ohio the other day with the girl. They up there rioting and right. It's a good thing that we got cameras. Now, it's a shame that child lost her life. It is a shame. But her father was there. What kind of father was he? What kind of father is he? He gonna sit outside and let them fight? What kind of man is that? So the police come up and do their job, and now they doing all this. They were doing all this protesting and rioting up there. Okay, when that child was absolutely 100% wrong, and it's a shame that when their father was there. Okay, so I'm just saying that we are. What kind of parents are we becoming today? I mean, so everybody's been raising all that hell at the police officer. What was he supposed to do? That's the question. What was that police officer supposed to do when a girl is fitting to cut the living crap out of somebody? What is he supposed to do? Because if he had let that child go ahead and cut that other child, that was a big knife she had. Okay, she probably would have been killed. Then we'd have said, well, the police was there. How come he didn't do something? How come he didn't take her down? And my thing, we have certainly. I know people are going to disagree with me, but since the '90s, since this rap culture has invaded our communities, we have seen a proliferation of violence, an increase in violence that I have never seen in my lifetime. Okay, I mean, the violence that we see now goes on in combat fields. Afghanistan, Iraq, Places like that. You know, not in our cities, but it is going on. And I will tell you one thing. Now, I don't mean to put the political wing on this, but I guarantee you that most of the places in America where these things go on at are ran by Democrats. Now, there's a reason I say that, because there are philosophical principles here that are at play, that are connected to all of these places where there's rampant violence is going on, and they're ran by Democrats. Somebody show me a city where this much violence keeps going on in America and it's not ran by Democrats. Please show me one, and I would. And it's got, okay. Show me. I just want to see it. Show me a city in America where this kind of crap goes on that's ran by Republicans. That's all I want to know. But if somebody can show me that, I would listen. I'd be all right with that. Okay, I'd see it. All right. I just want to see it, because there's a connecting type of philosophy, and whether that philosophy is displayed in words or in action, it is there. It is the fabric that ties all of these places together, because all we've gotten for 50 years is promises. Promises, promises, promises. Again, if somebody can show me, anybody in America out there, anybody in America on the Facebook page, whatever, show me where these things happen in cities ran by Republicans. I will guarantee you that 90% of all the cities in America where we have this rampant violence is ran by Democrats. Now, that should tell you something. There's something in the philosophy. There's something in the belief system that's not right. Of course, when you believe that you can kill all your children at will because it's your right, then I guess that kind of permeates through the rest of our society. But I've got to take a break, and when I come back, maybe somebody will be able to show me. Somebody will be able to show me a Republican city where this kind of violence and mayhem goes on. So I'll be back in a minute. So y'all got time to look it up. We'll be back.
Alert weather forecast on News Radio 1440.
This report is sponsored by JannyKingCleans.com.
For clean, healthy building, trust the company that has disinfected over 75 million square feet of offices in the last year alone. Janny King, the king of clean. Check out JannyKingCleans.com now.
Janny King, the king of clean.
A quiet Friday on the way, more clouds than anything else, but we're dry. Temperatures up around 75 degrees. For tonight, especially after midnight, and the later you get into the night, our rain and storm chances pick up. Rain, thunderstorms, and a chance of strong to severe thunderstorms capable of damaging wind gusts and hail, and perhaps an isolated tornado or two. Later tonight into early Saturday morning, and then Saturday afternoon into Saturday evening, another round of scattered showers and storms that could be strong. That's your first alert forecast. I'm meteorologist Tyler Seeley for News Radio 1440.
Montgomery Skywatch traffic brought to you by Brubaker Motors. It's better at Brubaker on News Radio 1440.
This report is sponsored by Hodges Warehouse and Logistics. You've seen the H all over town and on their trucks. Not only does it stand for Hodges, they like to think it stands for home. Are you a Class A CDL driver and ready to come home? Visit HodgesWarehouse.com and apply online or call 334-245-5444. See you soon. Good morning, Montgomery. So far, so good. The good news continues. No major problems or accidents are being reported that would send anyone on an alternate route. Looking at the traffic flow map, traffic still moving smoothly into the Tri-County area. That's all good news on a Friday. You keep listening. We'll keep you posted with the latest and the most accurate traffic conditions on the radio. Accidents happen. Go where the insurance companies go. Chico's Auto Pros on Atlanta Highway. Better price, better experience, guaranteed. Chico's Auto Pros, 239-9510. Buckle up front and back. It's the law. For Montgomery Skywatch Traffic, this is Major DeLove.
For all your auto maintenance and repair needs, Chico's knows. Chico's Auto Pros now offers a full-service automotive center. Call Chico's today at 239-9510. Chico's knows.
Good morning, I'm Jed Davis. Here's what's happening on this Friday morning. Happening overnight, a developing situation on Dexter Avenue in front of the Capitol building. Just after 2 a.m., police pulled up to the building around a black car and found a dead body. The scene is now clear. No word yet on a cause of death, but at one point, there were more than 10 police officers on the scene. Montgomery Police released new information on how they're combating speeding and street racing. Last month, the MPD launched a new traffic detail to focus on problem areas in the city. We've now learned from March 15th to April 16th, officers issued another 355 citations and 8 warning tickets. Happening today, an emergency meeting is set for the fate of the Johnson & Johnson COVID-19 vaccine in the U.S. The U.S. Centers for Disease Control and Prevention will hold that meeting to review the rare and severe blood clots and a few people who got the vaccine. The FDA and CDC recommended a pause in that vaccine several days ago until the review was complete. We'll keep you updated on the findings. That's your news on this Friday. I'm Jeff Davis in the newsroom.
Call Hillary.
Regular maintenance is key to having your heating and air conditioning system operate at peak efficiency. Tillery Heating and Air Conditioning has been providing service and maintenance for nearly 45 years. Call and join thousands of customers that rely on Tillery Season Guard maintenance program to keep their system operating at peak efficiency. And be sure to like us and share us on Facebook.
The sun may be bearing down, but that doesn't mean that outside activities stop. And overdoing it in Alabama's extreme temperatures and high humidity can have serious consequences. When temperatures go up, so does the risk for heat illness. Heat exhaustion and heat stroke tend to be two of the most common forms of heat-related illnesses. Heat exhaustion is the milder form and can occur after exposure to high temperatures and lack of fluids, but it isn't something to be taken lightly. Heat exhaustion can easily progress into a more serious illness like heat stroke, which can damage the brain and other vital organs and even cause death. Heat stroke, sometimes called a sunstroke, occurs when the body is unable to cool itself down. Protect yourself from heat-related illnesses by drinking plenty of water while outside, staying indoors during extreme heat, and eliminating strenuous activities during the hottest part of the day. This message brought to you by the Alabama Department of Public Health and this station.
He is the voice of the conservative millennials.
The president is going to have to stand fast.
The Ben Shapiro Show.
They're not going to be willing to keep the government shut down.
Tomorrow at 3 p.m. on News Radio 1440. Depend on it.
And don't you feel
Take the plane.
Okay, it is as I expected. Now, Reverend Sankey was only half wrong. Okay, he was right to a certain extent. I don't normally give in, but here I knew. See, there's always one thing you learn in this business. There's always two sides to a story, so never just take one side at first. So what DeSantis did was he said, if you are protesting in the middle of a public street or public highway and you are trying to yank people out their car, you will not you have a right to run them over and keep going. Yeah, I do that. Yeah, I don't have a problem with that. Okay, if you want to get on Interstate 95 or Interstate 20 coming out of St. Louis like they did, yanking people out their car, yeah, I'd run you over too. They were yanking people out of their cars, throwing bricks at people's cars, putting their life in danger. Yes, I'm glad that's a law. Okay, so when I keep on going, because you all decide that you want to yank me out my car, well, somebody's going to be on the ground. And it ain't going to be me. So, yeah, I don't have a problem with that. Don't have a problem with that at all. Okay, it's protest. It's not a lynch mob. Okay, and that's what they talk. And I saw that all last summer. People just getting yanked out of their car. Let me see who this is right quick. Good morning. Who's this? I knew you were supposed to call sometime today. You are calling to tell us about the Common Core issue. So what do you got against? What do you have against Common Core?
Well, Kevin, it's not so much what I have against it, it's what it's doing to the children of Alabama. And we've had it now for 10 years. And before we, brought in Common Core, without the people of Alabama voting on it or anything like that, we were 25th in the nation. And now we're 52nd. I think that pretty much tells us an awful lot about, what this has done to our math program in Alabama, and the children of Alabama deserve better.
Let me ask you, is Alabama the only place that is using I hate Common Core personally, but is Alabama the only place that's using it?
Minnesota and Oklahoma, and those that have rejected it, their states are soaring now. Oklahoma, 2 years ago, they decided that they were not going to continue down that road because their students were failing so pitifully. So they got their teachers and their business people together, and they said, we've got to do something about this. And so the governor said, let's come up with our own standards. We've got the intelligence to do it. They did, and now their scores are soaring, hoping for the children of Alabama.
Is there any legislation, either in the House or the Senate, that is thinking about repealing this? I mean, it's common. I thought we wasn't doing it anymore. I thought it was a volunteerism kind of thing. Are our public schools mandated to teach the Common Core standard?
2019, Kevin, they had a task group that was supposed to go back and take a look at the standards, the math standards, and come up with a new math course of study for Alabama. And so they had a group of people that came together and did that. And after they finished it and they proposed it, then they told Governor Ivey, here it is. And she came forth and said, and it was in al.com and a lot of different other news resources that you can go and take a look at. And she just, declared, well, we have eradicated Common Core. Well, that's amazing because even before this, there were certain groups like the Eagle Forum under Uni Smith that went before them and said, before you pass this, have you taken a really close look at this? And they presented a side by side of, this is what we had before called Common Core. This is what you're presenting to the people of Alabama for the new 2019 math course of study. And if you put a side by side, it's the same thing. There were a few words that were changed around, like changing chairs around in a room, but the standards were still the same.
If teachers, I know my son was going to a private school for a moment, they didn't like it, but they said it seems to be a political tool rather than one that has anything to do with academics, because most teachers that I know don't like it. So why are they putting up with this?
Just like what is happening today. Just recently, Mike Parsons and others got together, and Ann Eubanks, and they went before the Education Committee and presented House Bill 440 and said, these are the reasons still that we need to get rid of Common Core, and even included the tracking that's taking place of our students, which there's no reason to be doing that. The information about a child should belong to the parent and the parent alone. But anyway, that they went and they presented this, and so there is House Bill 440, and she won't bring it up for a vote. And that's what happened. You're right. It is a political football.
So House Bill 440, so it's in the House right now. What's it supposed to do? So why is there such a Why is it such a hard? Why is it such a hard? I mean, I don't know anybody that likes it. So why is it such a hard bill? Do you know who's sponsoring the bill? Okay, well, you need to send me his number. Because we're going to call him, because I don't know anybody that I saw it work. I mean, it makes, I think my son had there was a mathematical equation on the blackboard. So I go up there, I think it was like 9 times 5 or 9 times 8 or something like that. It took, the way they did it, it took at least 100 characters or more to get to the answer. I said, really? I said, well, we want them to understand why they got the answers. And I understand that a little bit, but it doesn't take 20 minutes to tell me what 9 times 5 is. Right.
At that problem. And that was to be celebrated. Yay, they're thinking, and look at how they came about this, because it's an individual learning. And so instead, what Common Core wants to do is do the flip top head thing and say, no, you can't do it that way. We're going to tell you the strategies that you must come at it. And if you don't, then we're going to count it wrong. So,
and that's even if you come up with the right answer.
Children, because it's like, well, wait a second, this is the way I understand it, which that's what we used to celebrate. Wow, this is wonderful. Even teachers are learning different ways that students are learning. Well, now it's like we take that freedom away from them and we tell them, no, you must think this way. You must come at it with these strategies and these strategies alone. Right? That's taking away their liberty of being able to come at a problem and think of it appropriately.
What does our state superintendent, has he voiced an opinion about this at all?
I have experienced, I went to one of the board members by request, and Dr. Cynthia McCarty, she teaches math actually, and she asked if I would come in and explain to her, about Common Core along with a couple of other people. So we drove to Sylacauga and sat down, and she was very intent on, well, Minnesota is, at the very top of the list with NAEP scores and in doing well in all other areas. And so she wanted to know how come they're doing so well and Alabama students aren't. So that's what I proceeded to show her. And Governor Ivey, as a matter of fact, before the 2019 standards came out and were approved, the math courses study, she even cautioned, the group, and she said, wait a second, go back and take a look at these other states, that are succeeding, and let's see what comparatively, what does it look like with Alabama to them? Well, nobody ever did it. And so that's what I did. I sat down and I took a side-by-side of Minnesota and our standards. Ours were far more rigorous. In fact, I called them and I talked to them and showed them what I was doing. And the gentleman on the phone, he said, my goodness, he said, what a wonderful program. Well, that was our 2009 program that we had back when we were 25th in the nation. Now, their argument is we don't want to go backwards. Nobody's saying go backwards. All we're saying is bring teachers and those who know how to teach and what needs to be in the standards, bringing them together and saying, let's put something together that's going to make students in Alabama free thinkers, okay, be able to bring what they know to the table and understand this and be successful. That's what we're saying.
Is Common Core expressly for the traditional high schools, or do the magnet programs or these specialized schools have to come under the same guidelines as for the use of Common Core? Or is this strictly just for the traditional schools?
Charter schools basically, if you take a look at those, the standards are supposed to be for every single school in Alabama. However, when you have schools such as that, they do come under a different, their standards can be changed to meet those students' needs. Legislators and everything like that, Kevin. When I showed Dr. McCarty what we had for 2009 and showed her the Minnesota side by side and everything, she says, yes, but we don't have anything that is as prolific as that. And we don't have all of the vocabulary that they had and the quick little checks and all those kinds of things. And so I let her keep on talking, about what we didn't have. And then as soon as she finished, she says, and if we had those, she said, I could understand how we might be able to go in and take a different look at this. So I turned around and I took this great big notebook that we had put together and I said, yes, ma'am, we do have it and it's already ready to go out the door. We have it. And she said, wow. This is what we done. This is what the fight has been for 10 years.
Okay. 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 Hold on one second. I gotta take a break. We'll come back with the final segment after this.
First Alert Weather Forecast on News Radio 1440.
This report is sponsored by Exergen. Accuracy matters. Earn a $5 rebate by trading up any non-contact thermometer toward an Exergen purchased at any retailer. Accuracy matters. And Exergen temporal artery thermometers are backed by more than 80 published peer-reviewed clinical studies. Visit Exergen.com.
A quiet Friday on the way, more clouds than anything else, but we're dry. Temperatures up around 75 degrees. For tonight, especially after midnight, and the later you get into the night, our rain and storm chances pick up. Rain, thunderstorms, and a chance of strong, severe thunderstorms capable of damaging wind gusts and hail, and perhaps an isolated tornado or two. Later tonight into early Saturday morning, and then Saturday afternoon into Saturday evening, another round of scattered showers and storms that could be strong.
That's your First Alert forecast. I'm meteorologist Tyler Seabury for News Radio 1440.
Montgomery Skywatch traffic brought to you by Brubaker Motors. It's better at Brubaker on News Radio 1440.
Good morning, Montgomery. So far, so good. Your Friday morning holds no major problems or accidents. Nothing's being reported by the authorities to send you on an alternate route. Looking at your traffic flow, everything looks like it's moving smoothly. You keep listening. We will keep you posted with the latest and the most accurate traffic conditions on the radio. If you're looking for a pickup or SUV, they're at Reinhardt Used Car Supercenter, and you're going to save some money. Reinhardt Used Car Supercenter. Buckle up. It's the law. For Montgomery Skywatch traffic, this is Major Delay.
For all your auto maintenance and repair needs, Chico's knows. Chico's Auto Pros now offers a full-service automotive center. Call Chico's today at 239-9510. Chico's knows.
Hey, y'all, Lewis, it's Capital Oyster Bar. We're right down here on that beautiful Alabama River. We got a steamer, we got a fryer, we got a grill, we got some good fresh seafood for you. So y'all check all that out at CapitalOysterBar.com. You'll see a menu. Y'all gonna see a place where we got some RV park down here. You can bring your bus or your camper and come down here. Also bring your boat down here, park at the marina, or rent a pontoon boat from us. We just got a lot going on. Sunday afternoon at 5 o'clock, Mr. Tommy Talton will be down here with his band. You heard it right. Tommy Talton, Sunday afternoon, Capital Oyster Bar. See you soon.
Hi, I'm Montgomery County Probate Judge J.C. Love, reminding you about an important runoff election on Tuesday, April 27th for Montgomery City Council District 3. Now, I know many of you are tired of going to the polls to vote. But for our democracy to work, we need you to vote not only in the state, national, and municipal elections, but also in these special elections. Residents of District 3, we need you to come and help elect the next city councilman. The candidate that wins this election will be the individual working to ensure your streets are safe, your roads are paved, the healthy tackle blight, the mayor and other members of the city council to vote on policies to ensure Montgomery continues to move forward. Please wear a face mask and face covering to the vote. We will be continuing to follow the CDC's recommended distance requirements. and we will have face masks available for those who need one. But with or without a face mask, everyone will be allowed to vote. District 3, please don't let a handful of voters determine your next city councilman. Come out and vote on April 27th.
Sponsored by Montgomery County Probate Board.
If you're worried about your hard-earned dollars becoming worthless or your 401k or IRA losing value, now is the time to move into gold. No, not gold or silver stocks. For real gold and silver, you can actually hold in your hands. How do you get real gold and silver? By calling Oxford Gold today at 833-600-GOLD. The Oxford Gold Group will teach you everything you need to know about owning real gold and silver. It's a lot easier than you think. Call the Oxford Gold Group right now at 833-600-GOLD to get your free gold and silver investment guide. Put your savings and retirement accounts into something real, like gold and silver. Get your free Oxford Gold Group investment guide today and learn how easy it is to have real gold and silver delivered to your home, or how you can have real gold and silver in your retirement account. Don't sit back and watch your savings in a retirement account suffer. Now is the time to make your money work as hard for you as you did for your money. So do this. Call the Oxford Gold Group right now, today, 833-600-GOLD. That's 833-600-GOLD.
Russell Wilson here. We play 60, United Way in the NFL, helping kids play at least 60 minutes a day.
Healthy kids.
To get involved, go to unitedway.org/play60. Are you guys going to do that every time?
Yes, of course.
Brought to you by United Way and the Ad Council.
He is the voice of the conservative millennials.
The president is going to have to stand fast.
The Ben Shapiro Show.
They're not going to be willing to keep the government shut down.
Monday afternoon at 3 p.m. on News Radio 1440. Depend on it.
And we are back. On the phone with us is, give us your name again, man, because I didn't write it down. And you, now, I assume you don't live in Montgomery. Okay, right up the road. Somebody asked me, since all kids do seem to learn differently, how does putting in Common Core hinder that ability for our kids to be individualists as opposed to sheep, following the head sheep?
Choices that they were given was just unbelievable. And they stood there and they said, that makes my head hurt just having to look at those possibilities. Just think if you were a third grader having to look at.
And that's what I saw in my son's school when they had and most of all the teachers who I talked to, they didn't like it. They thought it was crazy, but they couldn't say anything because this Common Core has been a political football. It's not really about the kids. But initially, Common Core came out under the premise that a lot of military folks go back and forth from city to city, state to state, country to country, and they wanted to align. At least this is what we were told. They wanted the same systems used across this nation. So once you leave one school, if you left Alaska and came to Alabama, it should be the same. I guess everybody should be Catholic because they're the only people I know that teach the same lesson, and no matter what church you happen to be in, which is okay if you're Catholic. But do you believe that this is a way that this is purposely done to put our schools in a bad light, or are these just misguided academics? Right. Mm-hmm.
So their argument that it's going to make the playing field level, it doesn't hold water. And so the same to that. And the thing about, stating this about the schools having sort of a common identity with the standards, throughout and everything like that, I'm not sure exactly what the problem is, because the Department of Defense has its own schools, your DOD schools.
Yeah, right.
Up there with Michigan. Why would they be concerned about public schools when they have their own schools and they're at the very top?
Right. What can we do to help you? Because we got a couple minutes left. What can we do? What do you want us to do? What do you want the public to do, the listeners to do? You want them to call Mr. Parsons, or how can we help?
Just like we've talked about here, but the most important thing is that we're going to open it up for a forum. When parents come up to you in the Home Depot and they're telling you, I've been trying to help my child, and they got tears in their eyes and they go, I can't, because they look at me and they go, no, mommy, that's not the right answer.
Yeah, I know. I was told that. I was told that too. I said, listen, I don't know when the hell their answer came from, but we have created some of the most ingenious creations in the history of mankind using math the way we've always used it. And so now all of a sudden now it doesn't work anymore. Come on, man. Right.
In your circular file. That should tell us a lot. He helped put a man on the moon, and yet we're not listening to him. We're listening to politicians. And my whole plea is this, Kevin, is that, for 10 years, these politicians and other people who know politics and all that kind of thing have been trying to get rid of this. It's going to take the moms and the dads rising up and saying, we demand that you get rid of this out of our schools for our children. The children need a voice, and the voice has to be the parents telling the legislators, we're not doing this anymore.
Have you had an opportunity to talk to one of our esteemed former legislators, Dick Brubaker? Get his thoughts on this? Okay, good. Well, if you will text 294-2551, text me your information, and I'll give it to him if he wants to talk to you. He can. I don't think he was a proponent of it, and he was on the education liaison. I know for Governor, the last governor, the one who lived in Canada. What's his name? Governor Fob James, and a few other folks. So 294-2551. Text me your information and I'll put it in his hand and we'll talk again. I gotta go at the moment. Thank you again. Good luck. Okay. Text me that. Yeah, text me that information too. Let me continue to put that out. Okay. Thank you. All right. 294-2551. We'll be back.
Update on News Radio 1440.
Good morning, I'm Jed Davis. Here's what's happening on this Friday morning. Happening overnight, a developing situation on Dexter Avenue in front of the Capitol building. Just after 2 a.m., police pulled up to the building around a black car and found a dead body. The scene is now clear. No word yet on a cause of death, but at one point, there were more than 10 police officers on the scene. Montgomery Police released new information on how they're combating speeding and street racing. Last month, MPD launched a new traffic detail to focus on problem areas in the city. We've now learned from March 15th to April 16th, officers issued another 355 citations and 8 warning tickets. Happening today, an emergency meeting
Tax revenue going up.
Johnson & Johnson COVID-19 vaccine in the U.S. The U.S. Centers for Disease Control and Prevention will hold that meeting to review the rare and severe blood clots and a few people who got the vaccine.
Tea party.
The FDA and CDC
I don't
recommended
think
a pause in that vaccine several days ago.
I agree.
Review
I saw that.
was complete.
I saw that
Keep you
crap.
updated on the findings. That's your news on this Friday. I'm Jed Davis in the newsroom.
News Radio 1440, the home of the University of Alabama baseball. Also heard on 95.1 HD3.
This is CBS News on the Hour, your home for original reporting.
I'm Deborah Rodriguez. A CDC advisory panel meets in 2 hours to decide on whether to recommend using Johnson & Johnson's COVID vaccine in the U.S. again. The shots were paused here last week after they were linked to at least 6 cases of severe blood clots, including at least 1 death. CBS's Dr. David Aga says the bigger picture is important.
The spike protein from the vaccine affects the blood vessel and causes a response, so there's a blood clot there. It is remarkably rare. So when you start to look at this, it is much, much, much safer to get the vaccine than not.
Canada has just banned flights from India and Pakistan for 30 days because of skyrocketing COVID cases there. CBS's Lucy Kraft.
About half of India's states are in lockdown. The country's healthcare system is collapsing with widespread shortages of medicine, oxygen, ventilators, and hospital beds, said independent journalist Smita Sharma.
I think there's just one way to describe it right now. It's a living hell.
Russian opposition leader Alexei Navalny is ending his 24-day hunger strike. He says he's taking the advice of his personal doctors, who told him he could die if he doesn't eat now. They were allowed to examine him in prison for the first time since he began refusing food. He's serving a 2.5-year term. Other countries, including the U.S., have threatened consequences for the Kremlin if Navalny dies behind bars. Early this morning at Kennedy Space Center, 4 astronauts left for the International Space Station in a recycled SpaceX rocket ship. CBS's Mark Strassman was there.
Around 2.5 minutes after liftoff, already traveling more than 4,000 miles per hour. The reused first stage boosters separated. More than 7 minutes after that, the crew entered orbit, 125 miles above Earth.
An explosion that rocked residents in New England turned out to be a celebration of life. A family in New Hampshire went a bit too far announcing their new baby boy. Police in Kingston say the gender reveal blast in a quarry set off reports of an earthquake and could be heard from across the state line. The explosion has neighbors like Sarah Taglieri outraged.
Absolutely over the top, ridiculous.
80 pounds of explosives were used. No one was hurt. The person responsible for the blast turned himself into police. Lisa Mateo, CBS News. A Japanese car maker has plans to go completely green. Honda CEO announcing the company's goal to make all of its cars and trucks electric by the year 2040. S&P futures up 3. This is CBS News.
CBS News Radio is your home for breaking news. With our team of reporters around the country and the world, we give you the coverage you can trust.
I know about courage I learned from my adoptive mom. She said sometimes you just gotta hold on and know we'll get through this. Mom, we are so high up. Hold my hand.
No, you hold my hand.
Here we go.
Learn about adopting a teen from foster care. You can't imagine the reward. Visit adoptuskids.org to find out more. This message is brought to you by Adopt US Kids, the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services, and the Ad Council.
It's surprising but true. Cops killed in the line of duty jumped almost 100% last year. Woke culture, police defunding. It's a dangerous time. Now, Greg Kelly is fighting back on Newsmax TV. Greg's special Cops Under Fire exposes the real threat to you. So watch Greg Kelly Reports tonight on Newsmax TV. Find Newsmax on all major cable systems. Get Newsmax free on smart TVs, Roku, Pluto, or Xumo, or download the free Newsmax app on your phone today.
New developments in Russia's relations with the West, in Europe and the Pacific.
An easing of tensions, Russia ordering troops back to their bases from the area near the border with Ukraine. An apparent end to a buildup of tens of thousands of soldiers that had alarmed the West. Also the Russian military says it scrambled a MiG-31 fighter jet to escort a U.S. reconnaissance aircraft over the Pacific Ocean as it approached the Russian border. Tom Foti, CBS News.
A hip-hop pioneer has died. Shock G co-founded Digital Underground and performed as Humpty Hump in early hits like the Humpty Dance, which featured a young Tupac Shakur. The song reached number 11 on the Billboard Hot 100. His family says Shock G, born Gregory Jacobs, was found dead in a hotel room in Tampa. No cause of death yet. He was 57 years old. Deborah Rodriguez, CBS News.
The 25K Workday Payday. It's all about money. It's your national keyword to win $100. Text BANK, B-A-N-K, BANK to 95819. Standard messaging rates apply. Don't text and drive. We'll text back to confirm your entry. If you win, you'll be entered to win a grand prize of $25,000. It's the 25K Workday Payday on News Radio 1440.
Zoo Weekend with a twist. In order to provide a safe and healthy environment for all guests, Zoo Weekend will be held over each Saturday in April. Every Saturday, the Montgomery Zoo will be magically transformed into a giant carnival full of fun, food, and live entertainment, giant slides, animal presentations, carnival-style food, and more. Admission is $17 for adults, $13 for children 3 through 12. Toddlers 2 years and younger and Zoo members get in free. Space is limited, so purchase your tickets today. We'll see you at the Montgomery Zoo.
Newsmax, you like Newsmax. I like it too. Trump is right. Millions are tuning into Newsmax TV and going to Newsmax.com for real news. Some polls give Joe Biden a high job approval, even 60%. Now, Newsmax is asking if you agree with that. Do you really approve of Joe Biden, his policies, and $4 trillion in spending? And do you think President Trump did a better job? Let us know. Vote in the Newsmax poll right now. Just text the word PRIME to 39747. That's PRIME to 39747. It takes just a minute. Let America know who you like better, Biden or Trump. Tens of millions are watching Newsmax TV, now on all major cable systems, smart TVs, and OTT platforms. And vote now in the Newsmax poll. Just text the word PRIME to 39747. That's PRIME to 39747. Let your voice be heard. And watch Newsmax today.
Hi, I'm Montgomery County Probate Judge J.C. Love, reminding you about an important runoff election on Tuesday, April 27th for Montgomery City Council District 3. Now, I know many of you are tired of going to the polls to vote, but for our democracy to work, we need you to vote not only in the state, national, and municipal election, but also in these special elections. Residents of District 3, we need you to come and help elect your next city councilman. The candidate that wins this election will be the individual working to ensure your streets are safe, your roads are paved, will work to tackle blight, and will work with the mayor and other members of the city council to vote on policies to ensure Montgomery continues to move forward. Please wear a face mask or face covering to the polls. We'll be continuing to follow the CDC's recommended distance requirements, and we will have face masks available for those who need one. But with or without a face mask, everyone will be allowed to vote. District 3, please don't let a handful of voters determine your next city councilman. Come out and vote on April 27th.
Sponsored by Montgomery County Probate Board.
Regular maintenance is key to having your heating and air conditioning system operate at peak efficiency. Tillery Heating and Air Conditioning has been providing service and maintenance for nearly 45 years. Call and join thousands of customers that rely on Tillery Season Guard maintenance program to keep their system operating at peak efficiency. And be sure to like us and share us on Facebook.
Call Hillary.
2642388. Licensed number 8477.
If your family depends on your income and something happened to you, what would happen to them? You need life insurance, and SelectQuote can help you get it at a price you can afford.
SelectQuote found Jacob, 40, who's in excellent health, a 10-year, $500,000 policy for only $19 a month.
Not in perfect health? Don't worry.
SelectQuote found Tanya, 40, who has type 2 diabetes, a 10-year, $500,000 policy for only $32 a month.
We shop companies like Protective, Prudential, American General, and others to find you the company with the best rates. Give your family the security they need at a price you can afford.
For your free quote, call 1-800-885-8811. That's 1-800-885-8811. Or go to selectquote.com. That's 1-800-885-8811.
SelectQuote. We shop, you save.
Get full details on the example policies at selectquote.com/commercials. Your premium could vary depending on your health, issuing company, and other factors. Not available in all states.
The Rush Limbaugh Show. And these people look absolutely pathetic. After Rick and Bubba, it's the EIB Network at 11 a.m. And it's only on News Radio 1440. Depend on it.
And it goes a little something like this. Tag team back again. Check it, direct it, let's begin. Party on, party people, let me hear some noise. DC's in the house, jump, jump, rejoice. There's a party over here, a party over there. Wave your hands in the air, shake the dairy, yeah. These three words when you're getting busy. Whoop, there it is, hit me.
Whoop, there it is. All right then. Whoop, there it is. All right then. I knew that was coming, but I just, sometimes when people say they come on, they don't show up. So I don't want to get my audience all excited and then, people don't show up. But yeah, I hate Common Core. Common Core, one of the worst pieces of crap I've ever seen in the education system. Bad, 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 bad. And teachers don't like it. But politically, they act like they can't say nothing about it. Good morning, who's this? Yes.
I mean, one question, though.
Yeah.
First of all.
Yeah.
How many private schools are in Auburn school systems?
Oh, I don't know. Auburn?
They don't have private schools in Finland.
Finland has actually. How'd your brother get to Finland? Okay, because they got one of the best school systems in the world. And they also don't believe in homework. I'm with them on that. But they seem to be doing well. Some they doing this right. But then again, I don't. Yeah.
All in the name of private school in Auburn.
I would imagine that. Listen, and I know there are certain families with money that do not want their kids to go to school with the regular folks. I mean, so now black and white. No, black and white. They figure if your pedigree is not what it ought to be, your daddy man went to Alabama.
That some people think their kids smarter than mine and smarter than yours, and they put.
Wait a minute now. Hold it. Wait a minute. Let's be fair. There are some kids that are a hell of a lot smarter than you and I. So I think they. No. You know what? 40 years ago, 30 years ago, I don't believe that to be the case. I think people. But I don't know anybody that they want a good education. Okay, here's what I want you to do. I want you to get a recording of it now. I want you to tell them record it, and I'll play it on air. What was that question? No, ran by. Okay, we got one. Whoa, we got one. Now you can't. It is the philosophy and the leadership style. Wait, hold on. I didn't talk about Reed. I'm not talking about Reed. Well, he's a Democrat, and Montgomery. Wait a minute. Montgomery is a Democratic city. Okay, everybody right here. We still were a Democratic city. Yeah, we were. And listen, I love my buddy Todd, but Todd wasn't no true conservative either. Todd, I like him, but he ain't 100% conservative. Wait a minute, forget the governor. Forget. She ain't got nothing to do with it. No. I'm just telling you that the major places in America where the crime is outrageous is ran by Democrats. I'll bet you 12 pieces of chicken. Go online, look at the FBI statistics. Most of the major cities in America that is inundated by crime is ran by Democrats. There's a philosophy. No, but they sure. But they do have a way of making you think that you deserve something that you don't. Okay, that's just the way it goes. No, Reed's my man. Right. Anyway, we'll see you later. Good morning. Who's this? Good morning. Well, yeah, he was a little bit.
He'd go whichever way the right wind was going, and that's the way so many.
But that's my buddy now, so let's not talk bad of my friend.
That's your number one hope.
That's right.
You keep feeding him them carrots, man, and he'll run ahead of the pack.
Listen, I think he had the interest of the city at the top of his list.
I will let you keep thinking that, because I don't want to burst your bubble. In regards to crime, and the last caller brought it up, and today's open Friday, isn't it?
Oh yeah, well, every day is open around there. Yeah.
Democratic mayors, when blue cities told their police to stand down and let things go, we saw
what happened. Absolutely. Baltimore. Oh, we gotta let them tear things up on that part of the city. What?
We even gave them a zone.
Yeah.
I'm not saying do away with the police. I'm just saying
change the mission. Yeah, to recovery.
and that's basically what they did this summer. All they did was go in after the fact.
What do you think about DeSantis? What do you think about DeSantis and his rule? And I'm with him. If you hinder traffic on major freeways, trying to pull people out their cars and create, I don't care if you get ran over.
Common sense has got to come into play somewhere. And common sense tells you that if you pull up in an 18-wheeler to an angry crowd and you're not trying to be a part of the protest, all you're trying to do is do your job, and you don't want to get pulled out of the vehicle and beaten to death. What are you supposed to do? Sit there and let them destroy?
And that's what they tried to do. That FedEx guy coming through St. Louis on Kings Highway, and they put a guy and they robbed the guy's truck. I'd have ran him over too. And what made it so bad is that there was a guy who got caught under the wheels of the truck, and none of the rioters tried to help the guy. They were trying to steal big screen TVs. I'd have just got the hell out of there, but that's just me. Right. Talk. Yeah. Yeah. We'll just go in. We'll just come by when it's all over. I don't know what else you can do if you're a policeman right now. Because who wants to put their life and their future on the line just to be criticized? Everything they listen. There's some bad cops, but I guarantee you, most of them are not. You know.
Rules in every profession, and there are people, and I identified them, I saw them, and I held them accountable when I was aware of it. And that's what you do. But you can't villainize a whole profession because of those bad apples.
No, you can't.
That's what we've done there.
Yeah. All right, appreciate it. 860-1440. If you want to text me, you don't want to call in, you don't want people to know your voice, that's cool. 294-2551. That's my text number. Or you got to put the area code in there, 334-294-2551. While this phone is actually still working. Okay? Because you know me, I may change the phone number in a minute. Good morning. Yes.
Kevin, this might be one of your best shows.
Mm.
Starting with the lady in Common Core, and you know how we are trying to mold and predispose our children to light. That's some of the things that Common Core is trying to do should have been done before the third grade. But I was listening to Steve, and I always enjoy hearing him, and I agree with about 85-90% of the stuff he says most of the time. But I never walk away angry or mad at what he said. And he has experience. He's been in law enforcement. And if you listen to him, I hear him on other stations, he's always pretty objective, which is what we all need to look for. Okay? But let me just say why I said that. Steve, I have a schematic that I'm working on, and it's called Uncle Sam Needs You, where we actually put it in the, like Common Core, start grooming these young males in the 8th and 9th grade to be conscripted into like a public service corps, like the Bobbies didn't carry weapons in England. That's what he was talking about up until a few years ago, I imagine. And we conscript them into a 3-year service serving the community that you came from. And your friends, they'll quit committing these crimes because you'll know it. You need to embed people within the community so they can expose these people and we can get them before some of the things happen. And after they serve their 3 years on the police corps, the ones that pass all the psychological testing and whatever, we can examine them and we give them an option for another 3. Otherwise, we give them 4 years, of the state equivalent of a GI Bill where they can go on to school. But in the meantime, what you're doing is you're mentoring these young boys and these young women and teaching them how to be civilized. And the police would be the best place for it. And reforming the police, we all admit it needs to be done. And the governor of Minneapolis, Minneapolis is probably one of the most homogenized states in the country. And, I was shocked to see what was going on up there, actually. But there's a lot of rage because.
Well, but who's going to talk to the citizens who create all this havoc?
Years ago, they're here. So I don't know how you can bring them back in and debrief them. You hear me talk about Vietnam and the fact that I've never been debriefed, and I haven't. The government just turned us loose. But a lot of these young males that are out here can't find jobs, can't do anything.
No, they don't want to. They don't want to find a job. Yeah, but they don't want to find a. We don't. There's nobody who actually wants a job who cannot find one. Sure, but I still say it. This ain't England though. This ain't England. This is over. Yeah. You know, if I wanted a job, I could find a job today. Okay, so right. Yeah. Well, the money's gonna run out sooner or later. It's gonna, yeah. It's, and you're going to have a job. Yeah, yeah. Global warming. Yeah, yeah. When I came to work today, I felt some global warming. It was cold as crap outside. Yeah, I don't believe it. I gotta take a break, my friend. We'll be back.
Now what you hear is not a test. I'm rapping to the beat. And me, the groove, and my friends are gonna try to move your feet. See, I am Wonder Mike, and I like to say hello. To the black, to the white, the red, and the brown. Alert weather forecast on News Radio 1440.
This report is sponsored by Hodges Warehouse and Logistics. You've seen the H all over town and on their trucks. Not only does it stand for Hodges, they like to think it stands for home. Are you a Class A CDL driver and ready to come home? Visit HodgesWarehouse.com and apply online or call 334-245-5444. See you soon.
A quiet Friday on the way, more clouds than anything else, but we're dry. Temperatures up around 75 degrees. For tonight, especially after midnight, and the later you get into the night, our rain and storm chances pick up. Rain, thunderstorms, and a chance of strong to severe thunderstorms capable of damaging wind gusts and hail, and perhaps an isolated tornado or two later tonight into early Saturday morning, and then Saturday afternoon into Saturday evening, another round of scattered showers and storms that could be strong. That's your first alert forecast. I'm meteorologist Tyler Seabury for News Radio 1440.
Montgomery Skywatch traffic brought to you by Brubaker Motors. It's better at Brubaker on News Radio 1440.
This report is sponsored by Exergen. Accuracy matters. Trade up any non-contact thermometer for a $5 rebate. Quote an Exergen purchased at any retailer. Accuracy matters when taking temperature. Upgrade to Exergen, the only home forehead thermometer proven accurate by published peer-reviewed clinical studies. Visit Exergen.com.
Good morning, Montgomery. Right now, things are looking good. Had one problem, 85 southbound, top of the ramp at the East Boulevard there at Monticello. We understand that's been cleared, so good news there. Outside of that, we're doing good. You keep listening, and we'll keep you posted. Your new Toyota is online at ReinhardtToyota.com, and that's the best way to shop. Shipments of fresh inventory, trucks, and cars are arriving daily. ReinhardtToyota.com. Buckle up for Montgomery Skywatch. This is Major Delay.
For all your collision repairs, Chico's Knows. Located on Atlanta Highway just minutes from the Eastern Bypass. Call Chico's Auto Pros today at 239-9510. Chico's Knows.
Good morning, I'm Jed Davis. Here's what's happening on this Friday morning. Happening overnight, a developing situation on Dexter Avenue in front of the Capitol building. Just after 2 a.m., police pulled up to the building around a black car and found a dead body. The scene is now clear. No word yet on a cause of death, but at one point, there were more than 10 police officers on the scene. Montgomery Police released new information on how they're combating speeding and street racing. Last month, MPD launched a new traffic detail to focus on problem areas in the city. We've now learned from March 15th to April 16th, officers issued another 355 citations and 8 warning tickets. Happening today, an emergency meeting is set for the fate of the Johnson & Johnson COVID-19 vaccine in the U.S. The U.S. Centers for Disease Control and Prevention will hold that meeting to review the rare and severe blood clots and a few people who got the vaccine. The FDA and CDC recommended a pause in that vaccine several days ago until the review was complete. We'll keep you updated on the findings. That's your news on this Friday. I'm Jed Davis in the newsroom.
Come fix my home, Bill Bradley. Come fix my home.
For over 50 years, you've trusted Bill Bradley. When something breaks, call us. For plumbing, heating, air conditioning concerns, we'll come fix your home. And right now, we can tune up your AC for only $64.95. Call us today. Bill Bradley, the River Region's only certified root dealer.
Bill Bradley, won't you please fix my home?
Hit number 84449.
You've seen the H all over town and on their trucks. Not only does it stand for Hodges, they like to think it stands for home. Are you a Class A CDL driver and ready to come home? Visit HodgesWarehouse.com and apply online or call 334-245-5444. See you soon. This report is sponsored by Hodges Warehouse and Logistics.
I have the power to say this is not how my story will end.
My recovery comes first, so everything I love in life doesn't come last.
It's never easy, and it's really never over. But I know recovery is possible.
This is Dr. Clark. You've come this far. We're here to help you continue. You've got this, and we've got you.
This is Dr. Jones. Breakthrough Wellness provides services you need to keep moving forward and up.
Breakthrough Wellness Montgomery, Dothan, Clanton, and Phoenix City. BreakthroughWellness.net.
If you are a sales professional looking for a new and exciting opportunity, listen up. Your next career in media sales is waiting for you. Cumulus Media has immediate openings in our sales department for experienced, hard-working account executives. You will work closely with clients to meet their particular needs, from radio advertising to state-of-the-art digital campaigns. Sound like the perfect job for you? Call General Manager Don Polno today at 334-240-2257. Cumulus Media is an equal opportunity employer.
Many of the locally owned and operated restaurants you love are staying open to serve you during this difficult time. To find a list of these restaurants, visit newsradio1440.com. Eat local and help our local businesses stay open.
VIP. Let's kick it.
Now, this is the rap stuff I used to like. Oh, yeah.
Grab the hold of me.
Okay, we're back. We're coming on. All right, another, before I go to the phones, another attempt, a Democratic Party in Alabama and all over the United States to make black people a underclass, a permanently disabled, mentally incompetent people. Okay. Now, what do I mean by that? Okay, and that's what they're doing. So the Democrats in the House are whining about the Supreme Court said you cannot have curbside voting. Now, okay, I'm not a spring chicken. Okay, I wasn't born yesterday. You know, I'm getting old. I'm getting up there. You know, I see a lot of people my age that are a lot worse shape than I am, but you can't be drinking all that alcohol and stuff, you know, and all that stuff and be in good shape. But, you know, I'm not a spring chicken, but I don't have a problem going to the voting booth. Okay. Now, if I can't make it, there's absentee voting. Okay. So now we want to just let people come up and vote from the curb. Vote for, just drive up like you're finna get a hamburger. Now, we don't know who in the hell you are. You ain't showing no ID. You're just gonna throw it in the thing. Why do we want to continuously make black people the underclass of our society? We are just so mentally inefficient. We just don't know jack. We are disabled. We don't know how to do anything. We can't get an ID. We can't sign our name. We can't get a job. Every time I look at something, some Democrats telling black folks what they can't do. Okay. I mean, so we are always going to be the permanently underclass, disabled group of people in America. That's why we don't have any political clout now. Anyway, 860-1440. You don't need to go to a drive-up voting thing. Good morning. Yes. Listen, I can't help it. No, I deal in logic and reason. What did? Yes. Mm-hmm.
Oh, the riots and all that stuff.
Okay. And that's what they did.
Now, what do they do up there in D.C.?
They wait a minute. Those folks are getting handled too.
Oh, you don't bring that up though.
It's all on it. Wait a minute. They didn't go dragging people out of their cars on a public freeway. Those people were protesting. They were up there. And you shouldn't do it violently. No, you shouldn't do it violently. And listen, I was disappointed some of those folks in Washington, D.C. look like a bunch of Democrats to me. rather than conservative, principled people. They disappointed me. I was surprised at people who call themselves conservatives acting like hoodlums. No. We're all God's people. We're all God's people. Yeah. Because they're always making us feel like we can't do anything. I hate that. But the more violence on black people is from black people. It ain't from the police. No, it isn't. No, not the way we do, brother. Come on. What poor got to do with it? Hey, dog, I'm poor. Then maybe they need to get out and get a job. And we all struggling. Everybody's struggling. Your parents and my parents, well, my parents certainly struggle. Yeah, whichever that is. I wasn't up there. No, my people are. I'm a moderate. Actually, I'm a moderate conservative. I'm not a total conservative. But my people are all people. You one of my peoples. Yeah. Because you keep Mr. I talk about philosophical principles and not people. If you believe a certain thing, I think you're crazy. If you don't, I think you're sane. You can't. We gotta stop making black folk feel we can't do it. We can't fill out an absentee ballot. We can't get a shot. We can't do jack. No, no. You know, in the name of the pandemic, they changed many rules that they should not have changed. And one of those rules is that the legislature has the constitutional authority in each state to determine how the voting process does, not a court. That's what the Constitution says. And that's the only reason why I said that you cannot say that the Democrats stole it. The Republicans got out hustled. Because you still don't need to come up with all these special rules just because there's a they didn't change the rules in 1918 when we had a pandemic. We do that. I ran about it. At least nothing. Well, let me put it this way: they didn't acknowledge these peculiar activities during voting during 1918. Now, whether or not they had some of them, yeah. No. The Democrats changed the game in the name of a pandemic. Now, I will tell you, I agree with you. The Republicans had the opportunity to do the same thing, but some of them were too principled, so they got their butt washed because they let the Democrats do all kind of things, and they refused to do those same things. Now, what? Yeah.
But if the Republicans had won Georgia, would they change the rule then? Would it?
The country would have been a lot better off. They probably wouldn't. Have. I don't listen. I don't care who won. All right. See, I don't care who won. I voted for Donald, but Donald lost, and now we're moving on to something else. But if we run in 2022 now, 2024. If we got enough time, I'm gonna vote for the brother again, unless there's somebody really. Now, if it's Donald Trump and Mike Pence, I'd probably go with Mike Pence. First of all, he's a fellow Hoosier like me. You know what I'm saying? So I'd have to, and I like Mike Pence. Okay, so that's what I would probably do. I probably wouldn't. Brother probably wouldn't. If it was Donald and Mike, I'd vote for Mike. Good morning. Yeah.
Now, the thing I have a problem with is we're closing all these voting areas, places where you go and vote at. But we've been seeing, ever since Barack Obama was elected, that we're having people standing in line for 4 and 5 hours to vote. Why are we doing that? Why are Republicans doing that in these areas, in these states?
Okay, now we have and again, I can't answer for all of them, but I can tell you this much. Look at our voting record as a collective group of people. It sucks. So why have a bunch of places open if people are not going to? Do you believe that if it always showed a lot of people voting there, that they would have closed them down? No.
The number of people going out to vote in presidential elections, but we're closing up voting polls, closing up places where we can go and vote in. We should be trying to make it easier and faster.
Then why don't we just what we need to do then is as long as we got a driver license, go online. Would you go for going online? Then if we go online, people are gonna say, well, everybody don't have a computer. Yeah, library's on the way out though. Yeah, they're on their way out, bro. We got some. We got some. But again, is it financially feasible to keep all these places open and 4 or 5 people show up on election day to vote there? Mm-hmm. And they give them an opportunity to vote. Listen, they give them an opportunity. You just got to go to a different polling place. Well, I think that I think I think that's an administrative issue over there. But you certainly don't need to put ballot boxes on every third corner. I would love to talk to her because there's always 2 sides to a story. And what I want to find out then, the place where she used to vote, how many people actually showed up to vote? Well, you got to pay for the lights. Yeah. Yeah.
Waiting an hour to vote or 3 hours.
Well, if a lot of people are going to vote, somebody going to wait.
Well, Kevin, if 3 hours, you may be
3 hours is 3 hours. 3 hours is a little long. I will admit to you on that one, but I want to hear both sides. I need to know why they closed them down. I'm pretty sure that the administrators of that county, Fulton County, didn't say we're closing these down because we don't want black people to vote. I intellectually I cannot digest that. Right, but why? He had to look at the statistics and say nobody votes over here hardly. Yeah. Right. Mm-hmm. Right. That's that is an interesting position to take. I can't really logically I cannot argue with that for presidential elections, but traditionally this election got more votes because of the 5-day voting process, the month voting process. It wasn't necessarily people standing in line this was an unusual election, bro. And I think that's crazy. That's not what the Constitution says. Right. And they can do that. Right. They can do that. That's not what the Constitution says. Right. I ain't mad at it. And the Republicans didn't, right. And the Republicans did not take advantage of it, and we got slaughtered. So I'm not a Republican, but I vote with them most of the time. We'll be back.
Bay First Alert Weather Forecast on News Radio 1440.
This report is sponsored by Exergen. Accuracy matters. Trade up any non-contact thermometer for a $5 rebate toward an Exergen purchased at any retailer. Accuracy matters when taking temperature. Upgrade to Exergen, the only home forehead thermometer proven accurate by published peer-reviewed clinical studies. Visit Exergen.com.
A quiet Friday on the way. More clouds than anything else, but we're dry. Temperatures up around 75 degrees. For tonight, especially after midnight, and the later you get into the night, our rain and storm chances pick up. Rain, thunderstorms, and a chance of strong, severe thunderstorms capable of damaging wind gusts and hail, and perhaps an isolated tornado or two later tonight into early Saturday morning, and then Saturday afternoon into Saturday evening, another round of scattered showers and storms that could be strong.
That's your first alert forecast. I'm meteorologist Tyler Seabury for News Radio 1440.
Montgomery Skywatch Traffic, brought to you by Brubaker Motors. It's better at Brubaker on News Radio 1440.
This report is sponsored by Hodges Warehouse and Logistics. You've seen the H all over town and on their trucks. Not only does it stand for Hodges, they like to think it stands for home. Are you a Class A CDL driver and ready to come home? Visit HodgesWarehouse.com and apply online or call 334-245-5444. See you soon. Hello, Montgomery. Right now, things are looking good. No major problems or accidents are being reported to send anyone on an alternate route. You keep listening. We'll keep you posted with the latest and the most accurate traffic conditions on the radio. 567-9000. That's the number to call MCS to refinance your home mortgage, get cash out, or get pre-approved to buy. MCS in Wetumpka is just a phone call away. NMLS 232876. Buckle up, front seat and back seat. It's the law. For Montgomery Skywatch Traffic, this is Major Delay.
For all your auto maintenance and repair needs, Chico's knows. Chico's Auto Pros now offers a full-service automotive center. Call Chico's today at 239-9510. Chico's knows.
Hi, I'm Montgomery County Probate Judge J.C. Love, reminding you about an important runoff election on Tuesday, April 27th for Montgomery City Council District 3. Now, I know many of you are tired of going to the polls to vote, but for our democracy to work, we need you to vote not only in the state, national, and municipal elections, but also in these special elections. Residents of District 3, we need you to come and help elect your next city councilman. The candidate that wins this election will be the individual working to ensure your streets are safe, your roads are paved, will work to tackle blight, and will work with the mayor and other members of the city council to vote on policies to ensure Montgomery continues to move forward. Please wear a face mask or face covering to the polls. We'll be continuing to follow the CDC's recommended distance requirements, and we will have face masks available for those who need one. But with or without a face mask, everyone will be allowed to vote. District 3, please don't let a handful of voters determine your next city councilman. Come out and vote on April 27th.
Sponsored by Montgomery County Probate Board.
If you're worried about your hard-earned dollars becoming worthless or your 401k or IRA losing value, now is the time to move into gold. No, not gold or silver stocks. For real gold and silver, you can actually hold in your hands. How do you get real gold and silver? By calling Oxford Gold today at 833-600-GOLD. The Oxford Gold Group will teach you everything you need to know about owning real gold and silver. It's a lot easier than you think. Call the Oxford Gold Group right now at 833-600-GOLD to get your free gold and silver investment guide. Put your savings and retirement accounts into something real, like gold and silver. Get your free Oxford Gold Group investment guide today and learn how easy it is to have real gold and silver delivered to your home, or how you can have real gold and silver in your retirement account. Don't sit back and watch your savings and retirement account suffer. Now is the time to make your money work as hard for you as you did for your money. So do this. Call the Oxford Gold Group right now, today, 833-600-GOLD. That's 833-600-GOLD.
If there's a sudden disaster and you can't get to the grocery store, or they're all out of food, what would you do? You'll wish you had emergency food to get you through the crisis. And that's why we're here. We're MyPatriotSupply.com, America's leading source of emergency food. Our food lasts for up to 25 years, and millions of families trust us for their disaster survival. Will you join us? Unlike other food companies, we don't skimp on calories. Our meals give you more than 2,000 calories per day. Why? Because that's what you need to survive any challenging crisis. And right now, You can save $200 on our popular 3-month emergency food kit. Just go to mypatriotsupply.com and place your order. We ship fast, 2 to 3 days max, and your food arrives discreetly right to your door. So order today and save $200 at mypatriotsupply.com. That's mypatriotsupply.com.
They are the 2 sexiest fat men alive. Really fun. And you can hear Rick and Bubba on News Radio 1440, beginning at 9 a.m. Depend on it.
Okay, we're back. 860-1440 is the number here. We got a few minutes left, so let me shut them and go straight to the phone. Good morning. Good morning.
I am a concerned voter. I think we're making it way too easy for people. I'm 83. You did walk with a, turn that down. I did walk with a cane. Now I walk with a walker. I voted Frazier. I have to walk a long ways. I want to be able to do my ballot and put it through the machine. I don't want anybody to take my ballot at a curbside. I don't want to drop it in a mailbox. I think if we get back to the old way and people really want to vote, they will take an effort.
And I believe that too. And listen, if you at 83 can do it, then me at 63 ought to be able to do it also. Yeah. Well, thank you, ma'am. First time caller? It must have been so long ago I forgot. Okay. Thank you very much. Oh, good. Good. Thank you, ma'am. That's what you got to do. You got to get out there. If you want something, you want to do something bad enough, you'll get it done. Good morning. Yeah.
Your other caller should be for that new Georgia law, which expands the number of days that you can vote and the number of ways you can vote. So I guess he's for that. But they're going to have to call aspects.
Oh, I thought that was me. Okay then. Yeah. Okay.
A friend of mine used to be the headmaster over there. That's an excellent private school.
I guess he was insinuating that the only reason why Montgomery has so many private schools because there are certain groups of people who don't want to go to school with black folks. I don't know. I think there's always going to be a certain group of people. Well, no, that's not. As a matter of fact, I have a dilemma. Well, now wait a minute. Now, in 1954, was that's what they did. No. It's the culture of school that I have a problem with, not the people. Not the people. It's the but right now, wait a minute. Zarell's going to the 9th grade, and him and I right now are having a verbal spat. I want him to go to the league. I want him to participate in the regular. Well, now they do have graduations at Lee, right? Let me put it right. Well, let me ask you a question. There are people who are graduating from Lee High School. If we continue to take the good parents or the people who want to get involved out, if all of us take our kids out of the public school, what's going to be left? Right, but don't you need parents or people there that? Because if my son goes to Lee High School, well, I mean, listen, right, but well, that happens, right, but that happens at some churches. Well, they don't tell us. Are you telling? Wait a minute, are you telling me that that no private school has had a lockdown? Yes. I'll call you Jay. I will. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Okay. Well, there you did. You killed my high. It is 8:54. I thought it meant original gangster. Good morning. Yes. I can't. I think they just made it to determine. Right. Okay. All right then. Well, anyway, is that it? I think that's about it for the day. If anybody, do have a line number if you just got to get you got to get your thing in here. What else is going on? Oh, don't forget the word. Do not forget the word of the day, which is adulate, which means to BS people with unnecessary compliments. Okay. I never get any of that. I don't really ever get any compliments. But out of all the things that have been said today, out of all the things that have been said all week long, the most important thing we heard today was from that piece I did this morning about being kind. I want you guys to purposely seek out people that you can be kind to today, the whole weekend. And Monday morning, don't tell me about it, but you'll feel better. Okay. So, and I'm going to do it. We're all going to do it. Seek out a reason to be kind to people today. Okay. I'm just saying. Check on somebody old. Check on somebody. Go down to your neighbor's house. Yeah, I bet you guys live next to people you don't even talk to. Okay. Be kind to people. Purposely find somebody to be kind to or for or something like that. But I am having a conversation with my boy about going to Lee High School. I really want him to go. Because I think if all you do is leave people in there who don't really want to be there, I don't know. We're talking. He's taller than me though. He might, but we're talking. I like the high school experience in public school. Let him make friends, and I don't know. Him and I are having a conversation. I don't know. He kind of likes working on. I don't like. I think you got to make friends. I think you got to meet other people. You got to learn different perspectives. So my audience, you guys are going to help me. Give me the pros and cons, and you can run into trouble any place. But is there a pro and a con? What's the pros and cons of private versus public school? Okay. Well, the one nice pro that you don't have to pay for public school, not directly. They take it out of your taxes. That's true. But I really want him to go to public school. I'm an advocate of public school. I'm just not an advocate of the culture sometimes. Expecting people to fail. I think every Lee High School ought to produce as just a greater education as Valiant Cross, as BTW, or the Lamp. Okay, I think it should be the same quality education in no matter what school you go into. That's just what I think. And if my son go to school, they better come up with something over there, because I ain't gonna be. I will not be satisfied with mediocrity. Okay, won't be satisfied with that. But anyway, I'm thinking about it. I think I want him to get that experience playing on the football team, playing on the basketball team, being part of a group, being part of having some pride in where you are. I don't know. Y'all let me know what y'all think next week, because he's not too happy with me right now. Anyway, you guys have a great weekend. Be kind to somebody, and be nice. If the good Lord said the same, we'll see you Monday.
Radio 1440.
Good morning, I'm Jed Davis. Here's what's happening on this Friday morning. Happening overnight, a developing situation on Dexter Avenue in front of the Capitol building. Just after 2 a.m., police pulled up to the building around a black car and found a dead body. The scene is now clear. No word yet on a cause of death, but at one point, more than 10 police officers on the scene. Montgomery Police released new information on how they're combating speeding and street racing. Last month, MPD launched a new traffic detail to focus on problem areas in the city. We've now learned from March 15th to April 16th, officers issued another 300.
I'll see you guys later.
Citations.
Have a great day. Be kind to somebody.
An emergency meeting